Good morning. It is a pleasure to be with you this morning. This is early Sunday morning, nice and quiet around here. So I'm going to spend several hours with you and go over and try to get caught up with you guys. You guys are keeping me hopping. I hope this finds you well, and I hope those that are in pain and suffering are working themselves out of this, and you will. Just hang in there. Just realize that sometimes you can get real ratted out on this, and sometimes you have to take a little break. Sometimes you have to step it up even more. So as we talked about before, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, so to speak. But always keep connecting to yourself. Always realize that you're the reality of your universe always. And don't let anybody take that joy away from you, no matter who it is. It's not worth it. You must always love yourself and love all that is. You don't have to always like everything, but you should always give everything love, for sure, because you guys are the way showers, and I'm real proud of all of you guys. You guys are really doing tremendous work, and it is good to be the way shower and to help those in need to overcome their issues. We as a globe should be doing that. But obviously this level has so much unconsciousness, and so much I don't like you and you don't like me and that sort of thing. Too bad. I thought this was cute. If you can see this, Drew put this up on the computer. Shannon put it up on the computer. And it's a kitty cat all laid out. And this I thought was excellent at detox. This cat's all spread out, head on a pillow. And it says, I may look like I'm doing nothing, but on a cellular level, I'm very busy. I love that one. I love that one. Cute. And that's a fact. You've got to relax, but at a cellular level, all the good food and herbs that you're using does its magic, and you get to relax and let it all happen. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to go out and pound the pavement. So I want to go through these things and all these questions, and hopefully I'll get a lot of them answered this morning, and I can get caught up here a little bit with you. I apologize. I've been real busy doing so many things, and I've got to think how I'm going to wrestle you guys in class. You guys are getting too smart for your own britches. I love it. Yeah, this is Breaking Glass 17. 22-year-old male with hair loss and raw food concerns. I appreciate this man. See, you don't have a name here. Losing hair he's only 22 years old and losing hair for the past 2 years. And if anything, I think you guys are getting from this video, the younger you are, the more in trouble you are. That's probably about the sum of it all, in terms of genetics, the lymph system, and all of that. We've had a period of time here in the last 40 years, 50 years, the baby boomers, 49, 48 up. Just massive toxicity, just massive amounts of toxicity. Don't care what food, what chemicals, what pharmaceuticals are put on the market. All about the money, not about the folk. It's just it's got a mess. And interesting, humans probably don't realize this, but they're terminating themselves, the species, by doing this. And for those of you that are smarter, of course, and you see how that fits in, for those that are following the path of rejuvenation, that's what's going to take place in their lives, is rejuvenation. So 22 years hair loss. So we know immediately hair loss. Go to the lymph. I always say when you see hair loss, think chemo, think acid. And if you relate all those three, it'll be very helpful to you, to understand that. They always blame hair loss on the thyroid. Well, let me tell you, by the time you're seeing the lymphatic problems in the head area, guess where else you're seeing them? Thyroid. Kind of like blaming diabetes on kidney failure. The wrong way around. Like I said, a lot of times allopathy starts at the donkey's butt It's getting pretty bad now, and I see that I've been suffering from sexual exhaustion, so I'm currently a celibate. Well, that's neurological. We're going to go right back to your kidneys and adrenals. And look at this, your adrenals, that's your testosterone, that's your autonomic nervous system. I mean, that's everything to a male and to females and all of that, of course. And so that's a big deal, absolutely. But you see how that reaches, since the kidneys filter the lymph system, how that reaches up in here. And always remember, you're going to find GI tract problems with you as well. So clean those up, clean your GI tract up as well here. I was obese from ages 7 to 19, so we're back to the adrenal glands again, and I lost the weight fast. I've noticed I don't really sweat, so we are looking probably at a little low thyroid to caboot, even if I exercise hard. So we're looking at thyroid. Check your basal temperatures under your arm, see what they are. Need to be, give me a 97.5 in today's world. I'll take it. Try both underarms, by the way. You got two thyroids. Even if I exercise, let me see. I also have occasional cold hands and feel, oh, yep, thyroid. I'm doing the raw foods and feel quite healthy, but the hair keeps coming. Well, you got lymph to move. You notice that it's not just enough to do raw. It isn't just enough to do raw. Used to feel like it was enough to do raw, but boy, as the years stacked on, I realized it isn't just about the raw. You know, that's why I think our friends at Botanicals have a much more powerful effect, non-hybrid, of course, and you know, comes full bore with what it's meant to do. So we have to turn that way. I feel that I'm young and strong, good. I feel quite vital, and I can exercise well, but my scalp shows a different story. Well, it's your lymph. And the trouble is, this is El Brainaruski, and this is the whole head area there, and that's not, you know, this is where you want to keep it clean. So definitely move lymph. So you're going to have to kick it up another notch. The raw food diet is great to sustain health and life, especially 80-90% raw. But when you're detoxifying, this is a beast of another color, and that's basically what this channel is about, is the art of detoxification, the science, the practice, and art of detoxification, which leads to cellular regeneration, genetic remembering of cells, and Wellville. And that is the sum of it all. Understanding the body's simply just a bunch of cells, two major fluids take care of the health of those cells, and the problem's either with the cells or the fluids. Once in a while we'll get overgrowths of microbes or something, okay, detox them out, but go for the medium, go for the culturing medium. Same thing with viral loads. Don't always blame the messengers. Go after the causative factors always. I feel in my heart that raw foods is the way. Well, there would be no other way. Heart, mind, emotions, every other way. No, there's no way on this earth that you can show where cooking food improves it. The only thing you can say about cooked foods, it's addictive and a balancing factor when you're raised on it, and now you hit raw, and that move between the emotional crutches that they offer you and the openness and freedom that raw foods offer you. So there's using that to balance that, and while you're developing an emotional strength and fortitude. So it's definitely a process there, and can't wig out about it. You know, there's raw foods are always the best. I mean, it shouldn't be something that's cliquey. It is simply the way of life of all creatures on planet Earth and many other places, by the way. I feel in my heart that raw foods is the way to go, but on my limited budget. Yeah, but you ever buy meat? That I hear is expensive. So if you're not buying dead animal tissue and all of that, then you can afford to buy more fruit and berries, as far as I'm concerned. If not, you have to try to get into the frozen and stuff like that, because there are just certain things that are vital, and right now the health of the individual is vital. You got to think beyond your 22 years breaking glass. You got to think about what am I going to be, and if I culture a child, is that child going to be a superhuman? Am I going to develop this, bring this soul into a healthy body and culture this into a superhuman? Because we need people, we need souls on this planet to help us. These advanced souls that can help us and turn the corner on this extreme negativity here. Privacy organic food. You don't have to buy organic always. I mean, I think people have to get out of that kind of mindset. Sure, it's better, but if you can buy it and you can afford it, there's no question. I think buying the organics and the hydroponics, and of course, better yet, the ocean ponics, is vital in helping us to, to show the farmers what we want. Supply and demand, no question. At the same time, you got affordability issue here, and that's part of the sad, issue with this, is how much more organic foods can cost. And I find that's really not always reasonable. In the UK, I'm scared that I don't get enough and am already feel too skinny as a Taurus. I'm not sure if lower weight is good for me. Well, again, I'm going to tie this back to your GI tract again, since you're having head problems and hair loss. You have to go this. I've said this before, and a lot of you are beginning to see the connection now of the GI tract. If we didn't have iridology and we didn't have that, we probably wouldn't even think about it. Embryology is a great tool to show us that embryonic trunk there and the relationship of that embryonic tail and all the organs and glands of the body, of course, obviously tied to the brain stem. The thing is again, would be malabsorption. That would be the concern with you. If you were losing too much weight, you could be considering malabsorption, even though you previously didn't consider it at all. But with the hair loss and the concern with things going on up in the thyroid and head area, then you're going to find at least the transverse colon. But my guess is you're going to find at 22 your lymph system backed up all through you. Just what I'm seeing. Maybe I shouldn't be scared to just break right down to the right weight. I'm currently 6 foot and 155. Well, I was 5'9" at 156, and I couldn't break that. Looking back on my picture here, I don't know if you can see this. You're going to laugh at this, but this was me as a fruitarian. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And all I can say is that sometimes on the road to repairing, things get Humpty Dumpty, things get too skinny, and we've talked about this before. But you're on the road to repair all these problems and to put on some good muscle. Muscle is always what one wants over fat. Let me see here. My concern with you saying that hair loss is lymphatic congestion is that so many more men lose hair than women, and surely leads more women have congested lymph system, smaller amount. Well, I don't know what to say about that sort of thing. I've heard that. But it is what it is. You're just dealing with a bunch of cells and two major fluids no matter where you go. And yes, those cells can be genetics, absolutely. I think if you look at men that wear hats, you'll find the balding where the hats are. I never wear hats. Never have wore hats. Things like that. You want to get away from it. If you're wearing hats, get away from wearing hats. But I don't know what to say to you about that. A lot of women losing hair, my dear man. I get them in here all the time losing hair. They just are not as vocal about it. And a lot of women just pull their hair over their bald spots. So you'd be surprised that that statement isn't always true there. I'm just worried that it might not be a reversible. My plan is to reversible. You got to get with it, man. Yeah, it's all reversible. Heck yeah. I mean, you're going down the road of health and vitality. If you don't really catch it, then you gotta pull in your intuition and what feels right and what your inner guidance tells you and what you know to be true and go down that road. And that's true at any given point in your life. If you find you're going down a wrong road, get off and go another road. The thing about this road is there's no negative part to it. It all is about health and vitality and regeneration. So there is no negativity to it other than healing crisis and a reflection of what really is. You know, sometimes truth hurts. A lot of people have a hard time with truth. And the trouble is we're truth bearers. We're the way showers. We give truth, and people have to take it the way it is. So, you know, it is what it is. But walk down the road. If you don't like it, get on another road. But I think you're going to love it. At 22, you've got some regeneration to do. I'm a spiritual person, and I meditate. Well, there you go. I'm currently spending most of my time in bed. I feel that rest is important. I think you're right on, and that kitty cat says the same thing. I know you recommend heavy on the fruits. How much greens is needed exactly? Well, in a detoxification scenario, really none. But if you had a green drink or two a day, you know, 10, 12 ounces a couple times a day, okay. I don't care. But hit the parsleys. Don't make it carrot. Hit the parsleys and the beet and the dandelion greens and the spinaches and the dark greens. Throw alfalfa sprouts in there. Absolutely. And you could do that, but you're looking for detoxification. You can build up with the greens later on. But you can pop a green drink or two a day. I don't care. You can go as slow as fast as you want. The faster you go, the sooner you get through it, the better off you'll be, to tell you the truth. You're worried about, let me see, fruits, should I go feeling or worried about the calories and stuff like that. Our society has taught that for so long, and now finally they're getting away from it. Actually, remember I said in the news last year they were saying the less calories, actually the better they're finding. So you know what? You got to unplug from the people that don't know and plug into the people that know. That's all I can tell you. In our social outlook on health, we are probably the most ignorant of the most planets in this galaxy. It's unbelievable. I know you recommend, let me see here. I think I just need some reassurance and a little guidance on the nutrition and herbs. Thank you, my friend. Yes, you're doing good. You just hit down that road. You know, this is about detoxification and moving limbs. And get it, you know, I put a little iridology online, and we definitely are going to take a day and, well, a couple hours probably, and try to get a little more involved with that. I'll get Chris in here or Drew to help me, and we'll lay it out a little more so you guys can be able to take a picture, look at your eyes, and know immediately where you're having problems. Iridology charts are available probably online everywhere. So once you understand what you're looking for, and you'll be able to pick that up and be able to see your issues. Thanks for the Helen Halterman. Thank you, dear one, for your comment there. This is YFABU. YFABU, yes, my dear. Answer my question. I really thank you. You're quite welcome. I am taking a protocol you wrote for me. Lymph 5, lymph nodes 2 caps. Do I have a lymphatic 5? Stomach and bowel 5. And whoo-wee, you need a big mover, eh? Pituitary hole. You suggested take this protocol for 2 months. However, I know it will take time to eliminate the tumors. Lisa from Chicago. Well, absolutely, Lisa. I mean, you know, I've had tumors gone in short orders. But realistically, you're going to settle in for 3 to 6 months on most tumors, realistically. And that depends on the lymph, the filtration, the degree of kidney and adrenal weaknesses. But if you honk on there, and I'll tell you, you find the best results when you're up there on a grape fast or lemon juice fast, and you start pulling with the fasting along with the herbs and stuff. That's where you find your most successes, to be honest with you. We've watched this for years. We deal with tremendous amount of tumors and things in people, and this is just what we see. You really get the most up on these fasts like that, and you just have to go down that road and play with that, you know, and keep opening up, keep checking your urine for sediment just to give you some tools to look at, you know. Make sure you have mucus in your stools. Same thing with the young man here at 22. Make sure you see a lot of mucus in your stools, sediment in your urine. You know, you're going after the health of the body, and this gigantic system is where man's having a lot of trouble. As you guys go on, you're the smart ones, you'll be able to figure more out about the lymph and things like this. But I think what's important, if we can put people's feet on the right path and understand the process as much as we can, then everything else is just going down the road and going back and forth on whatever you can do to accomplish your goal. And nothing's perfect out there in one way of looking at it. On the other way, everything is. So it's just the nature of the beast and where you're at with the human body. Oh, Soul Bass Kenny. Oh, man. Bass now, eh? Love it. I always wanted to play that one of those. I did. After you get a little older, there's certain instruments you wish you'd have taken on when you were younger. I am going to buy me a Rickenbacker or something and really have some fun sometime, but I want to be way away from my neighbors. Drive them crazy. Thank you, Mon. Girl Gone Vegan. I'm in bed today, so I will be posting a bit more. I have been doing this for essentially 3 months. I can now drive a car, walk 2 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kelly we're talking about. The Kelly that we've had to pull along down the road. She is kicking friggin' butt. How beautiful that is. Yep, you still got to see. What I am still struggling with is swollen face, head, eyes. Still got a lot of lymph, Kelly dear. Get that lymph moving. Tear it apart, sweetheart. You're winning this. Keep going. Lymph isn't easy. No one said this was easy, so pull that out. You're kicking. I'm real proud of you, Kelly. I am. I'm really, really proud of you. By the time you're done with this, you will be amazed who you are. I'm telling you. Painful nerves on the right side of the head face. Nah, I bet. Blood pulling in the legs, severe, and my neck feels like I was in a car. Yeah, keep honking on, honey. Just keep pulling that out. You could use some lower circulation formulas if you want, but really, keep after those kidneys and adrenals and gut. All of those relate to every other part. Keep pulling, keep diving, fasting, go back and forth. Whatever you have to do to find yourself taking you down this road. As you get better and better, you can fast longer and longer, and you play with that. Remember, when you're on a fruit diet, to me, you're on the diet that's just basically suited for your physiology and anatomy. That's, I consider us totally frugivores, coming predominantly out of an omnivorish category. I got to realize a lot of islanders have been very frugivorish, and especially the older islanders. So there's proof all around that man is totally a frugivore. I mean, everywhere you look. Yeah, we've been omnivores, but now we have to work ourselves back. The other problem is, again, and we've had lots of conversations about this, is quality of food. And I love that honey, Idaho woman. Man, is that honey. I generally burned out on honey. I used to sell it by the barrels, every honey I could find, from strawberry honey, I had grapefruit honey, I had honey from all around the world. And I just had a big part of my health food store, a big section I turned into a honey bin. I mean, I had it all fixed up like a, well, someday I'll show you some pictures. I modeled my health food stores. I designed them inside like an old country town that you would go into, with the hardware store and the grocery store and all that inside my store. And so I had a section that looked like a saddle barn, and then it was the kids at the high school came and painted all these pictures on the walls, and I had bees. I had bees and lots of honey. Thanks for the honey, sweetheart. You're a honey. Now, this is Claire Bear, 724. Hey, Claire Bear. Hi, everyone. When going for a colonic, the clinic tells you to take Metamucil the days before. Yeah, I think I can just take the stomach and bowel capsules. Thank you very much. It even goes to show you that even there, we're not 100% natural, isn't it? I noticed that, you see it in massage therapy, you see it in these modalities that are really part of the holistic community that doesn't act holistic. So a lot of massage therapists, their diets are horrendous. It's just amazing, a lack of the, in the education process and all these modalities, that health and vitality isn't promoted with it, Linda Lou, I like that, Linda Lou. I am thankful you're, oh, thank you, sweetheart. I have been searching for useful medical or health information. Thanks to you, sweetheart. I hope you guys take this and go with it, because I tell you, there's not too many people we don't cure up here. I'll use that word. Eliminate, of course. I appreciate that. But yeah, absolutely. There's not too many. Kelly's a good example. I think what a lot of people don't understand is how advanced one can be when they're having these problems. And Kelly, this is to you. You had some very, very, very serious issues, and it takes a while to back out of them. Some of these are very chronic, deep issues, and it's just going to take you a while to back out of them. But you've backed out, you're backing yourself out of them. One of these days you're going to walk around, you're pain-free, all these acids pulled out of the head, all the inflammation in the cerebellum, heart rhythm, heart rate, everything strong, no pain, spine in shape, and that's what you go for. And because, you know what, it isn't worth being in a situation like you were. It's horrible. And I understand that. I've had many, many, many cases through the years. You're not the first one. So it's just we've helped a lot of people, sometimes slow, but we get them out of it. And that's the bottom line. There's remedy, where there is no remedy in the treatment-based modalities. One has to get more into causative thinking. And so you guys are doing that. Real proud of every one of you. Just kicking butt. Rat Face Kick. Hey, Dr. Morse, what do you think about the body ecology diet? You know, really, I've got the book. I never did read it because, to tell you the truth, I don't waste my time. I'm very much a spiritual being bringing truth to the planet, and I just don't feel, I've filled this brain for years full of information. It's like, nah, I'm done with that. I don't care. I don't care about intellectualism anymore. I don't care. Like you asked me, I'm going to take you down the journey of the oxidative process and the like, but I prefer to stay away from intellectualism. Only because it doesn't serve anybody. It starts pulling you away from it, and that's not my goal. It's easy to want to go that way. It's a natural rhythm of the mind, no question about it. But at the same time, you lose your presence of moment, because the mind is kicking in, and there's always another question. There's always another answer. And it goes on in infamy when you're dealing in the mind. It's just forever ongoing, because there's always pluses and minuses constantly. This is duality. And so I try to promote as much as I can simplicity. I've just seen when you go the other way, I can get carried away. I can get carried away and get into the mind and go the other way. My real focus through the years has been why. Why is all this happening? You know, get to the bottom core of these things. But, you know, you can't find it in chemistry and physics and things because we don't know. And so I think the most important thing for people to realize on the planet is we don't know. And a lot of what we think are basically theories from unconscious people. So you have to get back to consciousness, awareness, and the simplicity of taking on a program that you should be doing as a natural course of action. Eating predominantly fruits. I don't care if you have some vegetables, but eating a predominantly high fruit and berry and melon diet. Look at your bill of fare. The dates, the figs, the bananas, the mangoes, the papayas, the watermelon. I mean, look at the bill of fare, the grapes, the apples, the pears, the peaches. Look at all the tropical fruits. Look at the bill of fare that you have. And when I look at life and you take that bill of fare away and you don't have that anymore, then you lose the connection to the high worlds. That's a huge connection. The gifts of life to one. You know, what can be more higher than not to disturb any form of life, but to take what plants are giving you? Yes, the human mind, the human psychic is not prepared for these high levels. Human can't even hardly get out of their head, out of their you-know-whats. The greed and what's going on out there is unbelievable. So you can see that you guys are sitting on a mountaintop overlooking the poor folk that just are lost and are walking around like herd cattle. Look at the Republican things. What a mess. You know, what a mess that is. We're still, you know, religions, you guys that are in your religions gotta step back and start reading your scriptures more. No matter whether you're Muslim or whether you're Christian, you gotta start reading what they're really saying, like love, you know, and like appreciating everyone as being one. And if your religion is cutting down other beings of God, then there's something wrong there. You know, we've got to turn this whole thing around. Look at this over the Quran. You know, I'm sure we'd get mad if people burn Bibles. What we have to understand is these are just books. The reality is you. And people keep festering this, and so we kill people over that. Kill people over burning books. Well, you can burn all these books in here. I don't care. Who cares? You're the living truth. That's the issue. No matter where you are, who you are, or what battle you're in, you're the living truth. Each one of you are the living truth, not the books. That's how we use the mind to try to break down what's true into some type of verbalage and communication. I'm really curious because I have pretty bad, oh, you have read this before, dysbiosis in my gut. Again, I already addressed that with you, my friend. You know, cleaning out that gut really, you know, use the stomach and bowel formulas. I think I told you this before, the lymphatic 1 capsules, start pulling on that. Yoga by Kate, great to see you again. Oh, thank you. I think I read this the other day, guys. Sometimes these get mixed up here. Cancer and nuts. Oh yeah, I heard about nuts concerned with actually a tumor. How did I get these twice here, huh? I'd like to discuss a high fat. All right, I did. Maybe I didn't get rid of these the last time. Yeah, this is the 17-year-old autism, huh? Maybe they just stuck these right back here. Yeah, I think I've covered these guys. Coco, thank you, M. Carbone 4. Yeah, I've read all these, so I just need to set these to the side. I still haven't seen that last Paul song on the Academy or on the Grammys. I got to go back and do that. Been so busy. Thanks on Scott Davidson. Appreciate that, bro. I hope so. You know, I just come in and do them. This is Soul-Based Kenny. Crap, I need to lose weight, having a hard time. Fruit all day and cooked all night. Nothing is working. I'm having to be more diligent with more fruit and more raw. Working on thyroid and adrenals. Yeah, man, hang in there. Remember, we talk about this in terms of water and acidosis and kind of a hydration process where you tend to, some folk, whole water. This is particularly true the weaker the kidneys are, by the way, the more that you'll see the edemic effect in the body. So you want to work on your kidneys and your adrenals, you're spot on there. Your thyroid, okay, you know, check your basals under your arms because obesity isn't thyroid. Can be, if thyroid controls the rate of metabolism or how fast you digest your foods. So if you have a low metabolism, your foods are just going to sit there, and yes, a lot of it can turn to fat, I suppose, but really the adrenals are dealing in sugar metabolism. So that would be another place, clean the liver out, of course, but hang in there because you'll get past that certain point. Get in the bowels, get into the kidneys, move lymph, and then you'll start to see that rehydration process, and then you'll start to see that water and that weight coming out. But you'll find what you're going to find is your body will lose inches. You'll find the rearrangement of the human body, but the weight stays about the same because you are holding water as an acid buffer. And so you're going to see that a little bit. Don't get depressed. Hang in there, my friend, because you're going to get this. Just keep truth always powering your consciousness, and you can't lose. So just keep that in the forefront. Hang in there. A lot of people fight what you're fighting, and don't give up. Oh, Latin lady, just got your book. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. Also, my mom got the Fab Four. Oh yeah, how's she doing? Could you make a video just about kids and the overconsumption of dairy products? You know, I really need to do that. Thanks you, Tina. I appreciate it, sweetheart. You know what? I'll leave this here. I would like to do one on children. Like I said, I'd really like to get that baby formula out. Trying to hook up with some new people that make herbs, bigger people that have a lot more of the equipment and can get a lot of things we can't. And I'm really hoping I can get that baby formula out because, boy, it's just upsetting to see all these formulas. And Similac's been making money for years and years. And these babies aren't tolerating these high-fat, high-protein formulas. That's obvious. We've talked about that before. Moms have got to turn to natural. These babies we're just taking their lymph systems. Not only are they getting their lymph systems from mama, but and the weaknesses from their in the body from the family trees. But this kind of formulas, I mean, to raise a baby on a formula is just disgusting. Raising a baby on a chemical formula is just disgusting to me. And I think the company that's selling Ensure should be sued for false advertising. When you see the Ensure bottle in the refrigerator hugging all the fruits and vegetables, that makes me want to puke. There's nothing raw and fresh fruits and vegetables in that formula. I mean, this is the kind of ridiculousness that you have. So it's false advertising. And it's just sad that we have to sift through things like that. We have living babies. I challenge the Similac people and the people that make formulas to come out with natural formulas that are not high fat and high protein. That's contrary to the human species. And let go of the American Dietetics Association and that insanity. These guys, they're all sick. Catherine, 5868. I'm curious someday on why the numbers. Are you 58 years old, 60, curious. Chronic fatigue and high fruit. First of all, I wanted to tell you that me and my friend watch your videos. Thank you, me and my friend. I love you guys. Keep watching. Appreciate it. I have been chronic fatigue since I was 5. Holy crap! It got better for a period. Since you were 5 years old? Well, that's horrible. Boy, how low is your blood pressure? You get your kidneys fixed up a little bit and go on raw a little bit and then check your blood pressure both arms. Let's see how low it is. Holy moly, between the ages 11 and 15, then I got chronically ill, again to the point where my bod was rejecting any foods. Holy mackerel, your body wanted to fast, didn't it? Absolutely. I started juicing mostly vegetables and improved leaps and bounds. Good girl. I went from being bedridden, wow, man, to completely a university degree and being able to function most days. Good woman. That's a good woman for you. However, I still have a very fuzzy head in the mornings a lot, and the afternoon my memory fails me a lot. Get in there with upper circulation and brain and nerve. Number 1. Keep working on your colon, GI tract, get those kidneys, and of course you got to get your adrenals up. And now you're working on all the systems, and of course move those lymphs with that. Now you're working on all the symptoms for that. I'd take Parasite M for a while, just in case you have a lot of sulfur or a lot of fungal problems, just to help clean up some of that too. And I also get solid kidneys and feel overwhelmed or stressed when I am not. I didn't understand that too much. I also saw upper shoulders and along the ridge line of my neck. Overwhelmed and stressed when I am not. I've been very sensitive to fruit, so I have been increasing it gradually. Well, that's what you do. Good work. Good work. I notice, though, I have not got chronic spots, pimples all over my forehead. That I have now got chronic spots, pimples. Well, that just shows you what's going on here. Now, honey, you get this out of here. You start fasting and you get your brain drain. I mean, this, after all, I don't know how old you are, but you want to clean this head out because it serves nothing to have acidosis of the head. And that's obvious when you start seeing this popping out. So your body's starting to let go, but it shows that you're not going down the body like it should. That's GI tract, that's kidneys, and adrenals. So that's real real important that you do that. You're talking about your shoulders. You're talking, all this is all lymph, not blood. And there's only one other major fluid of the human body, and that's lymph. So this is a problem for you, absolutely. And so that's just telling me you got a lot of lymph in the head area. Get that out of there, sweetheart. Nothing good, like I said. Now, then doing an orange fast for 5 days, good deal. I mean, it's going to kick up some stuff now. Remember that. This is going to kick up some nasty stuff coming out your skin. That's okay. But it's showing you, kind of in a cliche way, it's kind of in your face, right, what's going on with you. And so just keep moving that lymph, sweetheart. I went to a healer, and they picked up fungal infection. Oh, so sing me a song. They're all fungal infections. You know what? That just shows they don't have a clue to what the problem is. Candida is blamed on everything. You notice that? I mean, it's that same old, or digestive enzymes, or blah, 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 blah. It's that same old, I don't know what the hell the problem is, but take this. You know, that's a fungal problem. It's a much deeper than a fungal problem, much deeper problem. And that is move lymph. Fungus is only in there because you're not metabolizing sugars. I've got puffy eye. Well, there you go. Use Parasite M. Take 2 dropperfuls, maybe 3-4 times a day for a week or so. Get a kill done there. Bring your fungal count down. At the same time, you're not going to get rid of it until you fix your digestion properly, which is the adrenal glands in terms of sugar metabolism, and then also move lymph. I mean, this is real important. This is a bigger problem, like I said, than a simple fungal overgrowth. Jesus. I went to a healer. All these little pimples, I guess, is all just fungus, right? Let me see. I persisted with the fruit, but my skin is not improving. My question is, 1, do you think that the other waste patches is in my body? No, I don't. Yes, I do. Get rid of the toxins coming out the skin? Absolutely, dear one. Absolutely. And how long will this last? I have no clue. That depends on, look at your eyes and see where your lymph system is in your eyes. Can I take an herb to stop it coming out of my skin? I tell you what, if you get your kidneys filtering, get aggressive with your kidneys, do kidney number 1, kidney number 2, or kidney number 1 and kidney 1 capsules, kick up those adrenal glands, either with the adrenal formula with low blood pressure, or get the adrenal desiccated, whatever you'd use, kick that adrenal gland up there and pull hard on lymph. If you're seeing sediment in your body, you can use 3 lymphatic formulas in your urine. If you're not seeing sediment in your urine, I would only use 2 lymphatic formulas, and always 1, make it a capsule. You got to get the gut cleaned up to clean up the face. This is a bowel colon issue as much as it is a kidney and adrenal issue. I'm just telling you what I see. It. Those of you that have come and got a little experience with clinicals here see the same thing. I show you the same thing here, and you get to see what's going on there. 4, is the fruit causing candida in my body? No way in hell. Is there fruits I should be avoiding? No. I am, well, I mean, if you can't get pineapples ripe off a plant, don't do them, in my opinion. Kiwi, all the acid fruits, make sure they're ripe as possible. That's all I can say. With the fruits, you want them as organically raised and as ripe as possible. Or at least people that don't use heavy fertilizers, high nitrogen fertilizers on the tree. I am very confused on the issue. Don't be confused about candida or fungus. This is a microbe. They're involved in the fermentation process of all life. And of course, when you're in fermentation, you're dealing with carbohydrates, sugars. It's a process we use in breweries. It's a natural process of fermentation. They're not something that shouldn't be here. They're something that's always here. Why are they a big part of your life if indeed they are? It goes back to your adrenal glands and sugar metabolism. When you don't metabolize sugars properly, and keep in mind, somebody along the way convinced humans that starch was the greatest thing since the apple. And that's insane. And we picked up on that through the years. And so now we have grains. Instead of planting fruit trees, we have fields of grains. I just find that regurgitating. We're suffering so much because of all the grains, the oatmeals, and the cereals and things. There's no nutrition here. This is just starch, complex sugar. So yes, you're going to invite the fungal family in, and you're going to have trouble with sugar metabolism. This is why most people with adrenal weakness go hyper or hypoglycemia, low blood sugar or high blood sugar in that respect. So don't be confused about the candida. Almost every practitioner on the planet but us say everything is caused from it. This is the problem. The problem we're facing on this planet is a lack of practitioners. You guys, just my own thing, but you guys are going to be the best healers on this planet. And just take a look at the healers you're referencing here, and the people come in here every day talking about they've been to other naturopaths, and the stories. I just think a lot of naturopaths have given us a bad name because they just don't understand this level of thinking, and yet this is the natural growth of naturopathy. But when medical intervention comes in, we always have problems, don't we? And the same thing with naturopathy. Now, the medical doctors came in. This is a good field. Let me take part of what you've got, add it to part of what I got, and come somewhere in between. Something called alternative medicine or something like that. Okay, you can call it alternative medicine, but don't jump on me for practicing naturopathy, the purest form of healing on the planet. Thank you very much. Of course, we did naturopathy with a twist, didn't we? We got into the focus of the herbs and fasting more, which is naturopathy, fasting, and we just took it another step a little higher there. I am very confused. I ordered your adrenal, kidney, and lymph tonic. Do you recommend any others? Keep it up, Mr. M. Thank you, my dear one, Katie, dear. Stomach and bowel, whatever. Lymphatic 1 capsules. If you're moving your bowels well, always stomach and bowel number 1. If you're having a little difficulty, you feel like you need just a little bit of a nudge, do stomach and bowel number 2. If you're missing a day quite often, use number 3, and so forth. Lymphatic 1 capsule. Start pulling on that bowel. If you can stand the GI broom, honk on with it. Clean that gut, not only on the wall, in the wall. And then, of course, move those lymphs. Get into the kidney number 1. Kidney number 1 capsules. Use 2 of them, or kidney number 1, kidney number 2. Use an adrenal formula like you're doing. Use a liquid lymphatic. Start with number 4 maybe. Go to lymph node 2, lymphatic 3. They're all strong. And start moving on that lymph system. You can always use all the other herbs how you would like to. Whether you need upper circulation, brain and nerve, circulation formula, the blood formula. You can play with all that. That's the beauty of all that. Liver, but ultimately, when you said, what's the bottom line to liver problems, pancreatic problems, lung problems, whatever, you're going to find the lymph, and you're going to find, especially in the lung problems, all the mucus-forming foods from the dairy products and things like that, just horrible. Mucus formers big time. Thanks for the questions. And don't be confused. Just realize you're in a society with a huge amount of unawareness. And so everything is cured by digestive enzymes. Everything is cured with probiotics. Everything is cured if you get rid of fungus. Blah, 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 blah. And you already know that isn't true. Most of you have been that road, unfortunately, and sadly for me, because I'm supposed to represent the natural side of health. Sometimes it's discouraging. This is JMAC 6T7. Go, boy. You look like you got some hair going back yourself there, son. I love that job. Yeah, I'd love to have you guys here with us. Thailand, and I'm a bit smelly. Well, have fun over there in Thailand. A bit smelly? Yeah, that should be a great place to dig in. You look like you're having fun, man. Reforest for fertility. I'll leave that one alone. Guarding leukemia. Carrying on. Now I realize after listening to Dr. Morris that how I feel in short run isn't, in this case, reflective of how I must be on the butt end of a question here. And maybe I wasn't doing the raw and the cooked vegan thing right, and after being in a healing detox process is more important than immediate athletic results. Like where to look for the right yardstick. Well, if you've got leukemia, which for me is the easier ones of the cancers to me, not making light of anything. You want to hit with the raw for sure. Grape, 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 grape. Definitely get into the same protocol of kidneys, adrenals, bowels. Clean up the liver for sure. Clean the spleen. Here's where you're going to augment your course, and you're going to pick up the liver formulas, and you're going to work with the liver for a couple of months. You're going to reach over here to the spleen and clean up the spleen. We have a formula called Marrow Plus. It is a Chinese formula for bone marrow. We also have the Ultimate Immune with the actually you wonder, because desire is a motivating factor. So you kind of see the need desire fits in creation, but we have to understand as we grow, we're good. We can get rid of desire and let those desire create those worlds for everybody else. This is T Makeup G. I like the name now. Changed it, eh? T Makeup G. This part around 427 was so insightful. Oh, thanks. The explanation about acidity and weight gain, bloat, especially with estrogen and menstrual cycles. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. But you can see that. See how that works. The women can really tell it because they really get hit every month like that. I've always felt for that cycle issue. But with that said, look at the frugivore women. The women that tend to have a high fruit level in their diet and that are very clean lymphatically, they just spot generally. They don't need to have full bore, menses and all the heavy raking of the human body. So, the healthier you are, the more things that we assumed is no more, like the smell of the human body. I didn't mean that. I guess you just haven't had a bath in a while. I was talking to the guy in Thailand. Well, hey, listen, most animals don't bathe a lot either, do they? Without doubt, thanks, Earth in Sown Country. Earthy? Sometimes you get me on those, you guys. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for that. I should get some blood work done. Been a while. If you get some blood work done, M. Carbon 4, I'll help you read it. In my book, I put in the blood section how to read blood reports to help you guys out to looking at blood reports because real easy to understand them. And but keep in mind that like in creatinine, most labs, if they're halfway decent labs, are 0.5 to say 0.9 or 0.99 or 1. That's their reference range. But in biochemistry, you tend to look a little closer at things. And I can tell you that at 0.7, your kidneys are starting to break down in themselves. You can have filtration problems at 0.5, 0.6. But when the kidney themselves start getting acidosis problems, then you start seeing the creatinine going up and up and up. You can be 9 and in normal ranges and not a problem, but be a serious problem. Some labs even have a 1.5 as their high and normal for creatinine. That's insane. But you see that in blood sugar. Some labs, there's a lab out in Colorado that had a 130 for high-end blood sugar. 130. I mean, when you pass 100, I know you're having sugar metabolism problems. So, it's just, we have to look at what's going on. With a watchful eye, I say. I know, Mediterranean red oranges. Man. Owen, my man, Owen. Thank you, my friend. How you doing, Owen? Don't let life's unexpected happening or someone's unexpected mood or what. Yeah, I know. Getting better. I'll tell you, it's been a lot of years struggling and fighting, so it's better. And you guys taking on the mantle and going up and getting these people healed up, I'm just loving every bit of it. This is what we've needed to do on this planet. It's so refreshing to have a group of beautiful souls like yourselves that are very spiritually acclimated. Every one of you that I talk to on either Skype or over the phone or even coming in here, you're just beautiful, beautiful souls. From Dimitri to all of you guys are just incredible beings. Thank you, Indiana Banana. All you guys are doing well. Keep it up until your symptoms and your problems are gone and you've resurrected those cells. Keep it up. And glory day, man, it's glory day. It's like those guys on Gold Rush. Next year, they all should be quite wealthy. They all down around the glory holes. Oh, what people will do for money. Jesus. Be independent, happy, and gratitude and thanksgiving all the time. Absolutely, Owen. You are a good man. I love all you, Lion Man. I haven't heard from him, but all you spiritual people are just great, You're going to hear me rant and rave a little bit. I'm more comfortable with talking with you and seeing some of what I fight on a daily basis. You never know who comes in that door. from any office or anywhere. You know, it's just there's those forces who would not like you to know this. That's no question about it. But I think we're making a big dent. And look at all of you guys that got yourselves out of a lot of trouble. Some of you are walking for the first time. A lot of others dealing with female pain and stuff that are walking and stuff. I just love that. That's my feed, to see someone that was suffering not suffer. That's my succor, because suffering is not in the name of the game. When you suffer, God suffers, in my opinion, and I'm here to change that. My candida itchiness symptoms and digestive issues changed overnight when I switched from gluten-free grains to eating fruit again. I was not cured because I had a lot of residue effects on that candida did to my body, adrenals, but I felt a difference. I'm grateful to have. Oh, thank you, man. This is Crosswind 76. Good job on yourself. Good job on yourself. You guys are doing good. Don't get frustrated. If you cheat once in a while, so what? Don't look back. Enjoy the moment for the moment. Everybody has their reserves, I'm telling you. There's not too many people that are perfect. And what does that mean anyway? Reforced for fertility? Yep, I love that name. But Doc, besides being at wit's end, what else can we turn except to less sweet and actually bitter fruits? Yeah, considering how, God, I know it. Hasn't been buried in sweet, cast out bitter. Isn't it interesting how most, if not all, anti-cancer herbs are bitter? How interesting that is. Well, they're astringents. Things that are bitter tend to be astringent, and of course bitter can be acidic. Acids can be somewhat astringent, especially when you're in the form of alkaloids and things. But on that said, it's all in the process. That's why I don't get too much into chemistry and too much into that, because, again, all we can do is observe the action and reaction of chemistry and physics and life and make a hypothesis from that. The problem is the hypothesis we make is generally from the conditioned mind that's making the observation. Well, that presents itself in its own unique problem in that most people are not, we're all conditioned in our level of thinking and our level of comprehension. It's hard to be in creation and be totally without that effect, because the mind rules creation. Soul or consciousness is God, but the mind must, we must have a creating element, and that's the mind. We've just allowed the mind to rule, and therefore accept theories as facts, and look at these conditioned individuals that have set some of these theories up, and none of them hold much water. I think observation has to be done from soul's perspective, and somewhat difficult. Because quite a level to accomplish to do that. So science is always tainted in its observation process because of the conditioned mind of the observers again. And then theories born out of observation. At the same time, creation is keep on going, life is keeping on going. Creation is, and the multitude of species on this planet is continuing to grow. It's just amazing to see what's going. I think man has to sit back and enjoy the beauty of the now more and enjoy spirituality instead of this aggressive need to create. We've got TVs already this small. What more do you want? You know what I'm saying? We've given it all up for materialism. Well, I mean, I can see that it forces people to move in creation outside of the suffering, because if you don't have some materiality in your life, you're generally considered poor and impoverished. However, the less materiality I have, the freer and the better I feel. I don't feel like I'm poor and don't have anything. I hate materiality. My parents were antique people. They had all kinds of material things around. I hated that. Paintings on the wall. I hate stuff all over the place, but my office is plastered with it. Ah! Spiritual warrior. Now, that's my kind of guy or gal. Spiritual warrior 77. The Michael syndrome. I went out with some friends last night, and we were laughing about that, the Michael movie, Teresa's a dear friend of mine, overcame a lymphoma here. Great soul. And we were laughing about that because she gave me the Michael movie. And it's just, whoever made that movie, very insightful. Understanding the extreme love one has for oneself as the creator, basically, without egotism, without all of that, just understanding the supreme being and who that is, and then at the same time having fun in creation without anything getting to you in creation, no matter what the outcome is. Just can't care, and that's hard. It is real hard, but you can't care. You have to be the way shower and let those walk their own paths. If you try to walk a path for someone, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be pulled emotionally and every other way. Even if you're trying to do it out of love, don't. Be way showers. Everyone must walk the path. If they don't grow like they should, remember? If you always give your children money, pretty soon they come to expect it, that sort of thing. So you just have to let people walk their own path, as much as it might be painful for you. If it's a loved one or it's a family, they have to walk their own path. You're there to give insight and truths that you have learned, and share the path you're walking and how you feel good and everything. And don't rip yourself apart. A lot of you do that, because that's your love doing that. And I understand that. I have a lot of teeth issues with the fruit for sure, too. Well, I've never had issues with my teeth with fruit. And yet I have a lot of bad teeth from the lymph. My lymph system here, I'm the same issue, raised on dairy products, WAP. And when people think you can detox heavy lymph congestion out of the body in a few months, you have to rethink that. A few years maybe. There's Spiritual Warrior again. Hey, Dr. M, what do you recommend for cleaning up the bowels without taking the capsules? I usually don't do good on the capsules. I get a bit of inflammatory response. Try the Heal All capsules, or just go to the Heal All tea. I like to get the capsules down the body. You could start with just individual herbs like slippery elm or marshmallow or something like that to go down the tubes there. Try Comfrey. You could try that going down the bowels. Mine has some healers, but that plantain is a little strong. But plantain, remember, for rattlesnake bites or poisonous, any poisonous snake or spider bites, plantain is the herb for that. So it's a very drawing. It can actually feel like it's making you worse when really it's just drawing the acids out. Some herbs can irritate a little bit, but really don't see much of that. But work on that the best you can. Use your raw foods will clean the bowels up pretty good. Try the GI broom if you can tolerate that one, because it sounds like you're very inflamed in that area, my dear, and just keep working that out. See if you can. Oh, that's Dano. Is that Dano? Dano, Spiritual Warrior dude. Yeah, man, just keep working that out, bro. Just keep working that out. Like I said, you can use the teas or get them slippery elm. We don't sell those capsules as individualized herbs because you just can't keep them fresh like that. But I think once man really catches this, then we'll be able to carry more individualized capsules and deal with that maybe. You can always use, like I said, the teas. Try the Heal All capsules if you want. Try the lymphatic capsules by themselves and see if that's okay. If not, stay with Stomach and Bowel number 1. Boy, Stomach and Bowel number 1 really doesn't have anything in there to irritate you that I know of. If you're that inflamed, you could use some aloe. I'm a little of this on aloe. I love aloe, but and it's good for acid burns, no question. But it can dry up a little bit. But so play with that a little bit and see how you do well. Stay away from the acid fruits maybe. Do the subacid fruits and the sweet fruits. Do your greens. Maybe do more green drinks, things like that. Go for it, Dano. You're pulling yourself, man. Jules AHN13. I've been away from YouTube for a while and just caught up with all of your new videos. Thank you, my dear one. Appreciate it. I'm a little behind myself, as you see, so I'm trying to keep caught up there for you guys. This is Julia. Aloha to you too, my dear. I know you talked about hazel eyes having its root in genetic bowel weaknesses and other points in past videos, but I was wondering if you would specifically relay which conditions cause hazel eyes and if people are born this way or they can develop hazel eyes and corresponding conditions internally in childhood. I have quite a few friends with hazel eyes and wish to give them a clear explanation from your health iridology point of view. Also, you mentioned a lot sulfur in our guts and how difficult it is to remove that from the bowels. Other than the sulfur drugs one might have taken, can you please tell us other sources of sulfur we can, like MSM? Yeah, like MSM and other things like this. Here's a big hug to you, dear. Thank you so much for the question. Well, a lot of the hazel eyes I see definitely are from birth. You tend to get your mom's gut and lymph system. The true hazel eye is going to be the brown around the pupil, and that is chronic bowels, no question. Brown in a blue eye signifies chronic lymph. As we have those 4 stages of acute, subacute, chronic, and degenerative, chronic falls more into the brown colors. You can have a chronic state of weakness in your lesions or something, but generally in terms of lymph, it becomes chronic when you see a lot of brown there. Also, the orange around the pupil definitely. So your friends that have hazel eyes, you get a magnifying glass and a flashlight and see if it's orange around their pupil or brown, or sometimes both. And so that's just a process of detox. Those are blue eyes with brown. So yellowish is a subacute stage. White is acute. So you're going to see the eyes move from white. Let me see, I've got one here just for that purpose here. Let's see if you can see this one. Now you see all the blue here, but all the brown, and you're starting to see the yellowing out in here. Now that's a blue eye. You can see the blue. Because when you're looking at, now this also is a blue eye. Of course you see all the fibers, there's nothing straight. That's the lady with the 3 cancers, but that's a blue eye. To look at that compared to a brown eye, even this is a blue eye. Look at the different colors of how you're going in there. And this is a true brown eye. See how brown that is next to this? I don't know where we are here. I don't have anybody to help me. But you see the brown, and then you see what a blue eye is moving toward brown. That can be considered a hazel eye when you get back enough. These are considered hazel, but they're really blue. And you can get a lot of different colors here, and I've showed you this, and this is a blue eye, and you see the heavy brown in there. That's chronic lymph. So these are the things. Now, you can see the sulfur. Here's the one with the sulfur ring around it, and see how the whites around the sulfur now is starting to turn yellow. But this is a blue eye and that big sulfur ring around the bowels. You can about tell how long the sulfur's been, because when you start seeing the sulfur moving toward the outside of the eye, the outer periphery, that means that they've had that in there a lot of years, and the body's trying to pull that sulfur to the lymph nodes and then to the kidneys. That taught me a long time ago that's even the lymph in the bowel wall is uses the lymph nodes and then out the kidneys. And it just makes sense that even the acids that are being produced in the bowel wall from the cells that make up the bowel wall are going to be around 3 pH as it is everywhere else. Could have the chance to burn the bowel wall if it's sitting there, as you feel in IBS and their basic acid reflux conditions, which is really nothing. In true acid reflux, yeah, that's hydrochloric acid burns, but bicarbonate problem from the pancreas. But a lot of burns are not. The esophagus, a lot of people are having esophageal problems, the swelling and the burning, and they're calling it acid reflux. It's not acid reflux. This is much worse. This is interstitial lymphatic constipation, and that's much worse. That is, get that lymph moving, and we need the lymph nodes. And that's why that vital process of lymph to lymph nodes to kidneys to the world, outside world. Good morning, Doc. Good morning, 511 Harriet. How are you, dear one? Haven't talked to you in a while. When watching some of the videos where someone was wanting their protein and meat, they didn't have a clue what they are missing out on. To back up your message of health, I found your words in the Great Physician's book. Ezekiel 47:12. Their fruit will serve for food and their leaves for healing. Amen. Amen. I mean, it's all out there. It's just that you have eyes to see. And that's the difference between the sleeping and the awakened. And you lovely souls are part of the awakening ones. And that's the beauty of this. It is nice to be in the presence of those that are awakening and coming into cleaning the mirage or the mucus from the eyes of creation and seeing clearly now. So you're walking down a good road. There's no books on this road. There's been a lot of books written on this road. But you're the core issue of this. You must fall in love with yourself again, not from a narcissistic view, but from the fact that you have life, you have consciousness, you have awareness, that you are a part of the Supreme Being in every way, shape, or form. And that we've been playing in the drama, and we're wakening up, helping those others that are still playing. Some people just need a little beautiful word for the day, or see some smile from your face, changes the way they look. Crazy Fox Fitness. Yeah, baby. All right, this is gallbladder removed. Now they want to remove the spleen. Jeez. Well, you could have them keep removing body parts, but there's a time where you should maybe fix the ones you got. So you really got to do that, Crazy Fox guy. Dear Doc, thank you so much for your site. My daughter had cervical cancer. They laser removed it and it came back. Of course it came back because they didn't fix the cause of it. You see how easy it is to understand that. I feel sorry for your daughter. Came back and they used laser again plus chemo and radiation. Next she was told her gallbladder had to be removed. Oh, you know, the story of chemo again. The story of chemo again. Well, maybe we should go get those oncologists and just line them up and just start an IV and have them take some chemo for a while and see if they'll rethink their strategy. Nah, that'd be too good. Sad thing there. Well, you know, the high acid of chemo, of course, is going to destroy any other cells that might be weakened, even from a genetic stance, and this is going to be a problem for her. Probably damage her spleen. It is very common that chemo damages the spleen because just it's a blood and lymph organ. And this is a good. The spleen is the red blood cells, the platelets. This isn't. You have to start rebuilding your daughter. Stop this insanity. I don't know how old she is. You can be caught in that vice if she's not 18 of our government willfully killing people. That seems to be their goal. I guess we are overpopulated. So whatever, but protect your daughter and get her on a vitality program. Start rebuilding tissue as fast as you can. They'll end up, no offense, but you know your daughter's life is not going to be long lived if you keep letting them do this to her. It just, you know, you're just going to burn her up, and her life is going to be a living hell. It probably already has been. So this is the insanity that drives me insane, guys. I'm a spiritual warrior, and there's a warrior part of me, and I just can't help it. And I see this stuff going on, and you know, it's just like you can turn a blind eye if you want. I've never been good at that. Now they have her book to remove her spleen. With your help, no, we're going to save that spleen. Now you gave me the tools to step in and show her, yeah, good. Convince her to start fasting on grapes. Absolutely. Please save herself here. Thanks again, Wayne Archer, a.k.a. HD Biker 181. Thanks again, bro. P.S. My granddaughter is on fruit juice and her herbs and is having a blackout and is having black come out of her nose and ears. Woo-hoo! Look at that nasty stuff coming out of her. Wow. Remember I told you the lady the other day had a black tongue for weeks. Black. Wow. That's nasty stuff. That's nasty stuff. That's the cesspool of how bad it gets. Black, tarry, smelly, stinky. But look at all the chemicals. Coal tar products. Jensen used to take 2 bare aspirins and take it over a flame and burn that down. Let it melt down into black coal tar. Bare aspirin. Well, you're kicking butt, man. Damn, my whole family needs your help. I have now watched hundreds of your videos and joined the Facebook site. Oh, thank you, my friend. Well, listen, bro. We're going to save your family there and get them back in a state of Wellville. It's a bit of a trip, your poor daughter. My God, I just these things unsettle me, because it's thousands of her out there, thousands being massacred by the idiocy and the unconsciousness and the willfulness and the narcissistic view of these medical doctors. I'm sorry. We have to make a difference. We have to stop this slaughtering of humans. I don't know. I don't know. Detachment, detached. I'm detached. Damn. This is no crap. Hey, talk to you in a while, Steve. Man, the highest regards to you, my dear man. Have put yourselves in this arena, have taken this knowledge to better yourselves. Good. You're talking to all these people. Turn them on, man. I love you guys on the Facebook. You guys are really the top-notch people. And you're doing the do. I have nothing but deep respect for every one of you. We're curing the world, guys, little at a time. Express Biz. I find that Express Tax Biz. Interesting name, my friend. And I fought taxes for all these years, Good stuff out there, though. It is what it is. Yeah, first. I should be paying attention math class, and these vids are too exciting. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. This is Kratos SOZ. Thank you. These are a little while back now, so I apologize. I think I'm caught up with the most current ones. I'm working my way backwards, unfortunately, or fortunately. This is Bettinas, Bettinas Realm. Dr. Morris, it is possible to improve your eyesight. I should say that. My glasses are getting weaker and weaker and weaker. These just happen to be real strong and making me look cross-sighted. I've been working on myself, and I'm getting close to throwing them away. And these are like real strong. They're readers, Doc says it's a natural part of aging. Yeah, it's a natural part of not taking care of yourself. I can vouch for that. I've been doing pretty good. I've been 70-80% raw, I'd say. I've been 70-80% raw, I'd say. Most of my life, that's the way I've carried it. But I do my other things that sometimes aren't so good. I don't want to ever wear glasses. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Sucky poo. Again, going up with Upper Cirque, use the eye wash. I got to start using that again, and you can use it internally as well, but move those limbs, because the deterioration of anything, including eyesight, the optic nerve, the retina, anything like that's all about acids anyway. What's nice is how simple this is and how the shoe fits everybody, at least those people that are willing to open up, and take it. And that's all you can hope for, is that we make a big difference while we're here. What more fun for us to grow and learn and travel into the God worlds and be a vehicle for the God force and to give love and beauty. What a high humbling experience. You all are just incredible, and you say always want to be that way. That one commercial for, I think this is like I don't know if it's a stock company. I think a Liberty Mutual is an insurance company, but how one person helps another, helps another, helps another, that pass it on. Very slick commercial, but also very intuitive and very spiritual, I think. This is how it is, the giving of love and helping and passing it on. We need that. Imagine walking down the street and everybody waves, "Hi, how are you?" and gives you due love. And I just love that. This planet is starving for that. And I think these people, the majority of the humans on this planet would turn if we got rid of these narcissistic politicians and we got into good, loving God people that focus was to make everything good for everybody and to put the responsibility back to the individual. Instead of your government will do it for you. Ugh. Dr. Morris, is it possible to, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely possible. You said pancreatic cancer is easy to treat. I'm saying it is. Pancreatic cancer is treating, let's go back to what you said. You said pancreatic cancer is easy to treat. No, I didn't. I don't treat any cancer, and you shouldn't either. The concept of treatment, and I know this is just a play on words, but you have to understand words are things and words are power. The treatment of anything means you're not going to cure it. That's for sure. If you have a tumor, I've had both types of cancer, pancreatically speaking. I've had tumors all through the pancreas and the bile ducts, blah, 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 blah. And then I've had degenerative pancreatic cancer, which I showed her eyes, meaning that basically the pancreas was breaking down at the cellular level. It wasn't about tumors. It was about acids breaking the cells down. Now, pancreatic cancer is, to me, as up there as with liver cancers, and those to me are the easier cancers if you were looking at them. The most difficult cancers that you're having. Now, we're looking at cancer not as a disease. Remember that. And we need to find another word for cancer. The medical doctors are pretty slick. Maybe not the individual ones, but the AMA and those people that run that, they're like the world bankers. Part of that, remember Rockefellers? Very slick in the articulation of words and how they set words in their proper places to, one, put them at harm's away from that, but also in the way they lock you into thinking. So if you said pancreatic cancer simply damaged cells of the pancreas by acids, and is that a difficult issue to remedy? No. Bone, much more. But as a rule, most of the cancers are not too difficult. Aggressive lung cancer, I've had all levels of that. I've had some that didn't make it out of that should have made it out of that, but really most of the, I'll say this, the heavier the lymphatic problems and the more away from the kidneys they are, the more difficult they are because of the time needed and the process needed to get the kidneys to start filtering in the first place. So yeah, we've had some people with tumors all over their neck and head area that we just couldn't save them quick enough because we couldn't get the kidneys open quick enough, open up these lymph nodes and get them to drain. The longer you allow your lymph nodes to stay swollen, the harder they get. It's going to take a while breaking that hard lymph up. That's the problem with tumors that you just watch and they get real hard. When the tumors get hard, you're starting to get in trouble. And that's nothing but the anionic process of acidosis. And that doesn't serve us much. That's why we use the Laetrile or a castor oil. To me, is just as good. And it'll just help loosen that up. But still, we've got to break through a lot of that before we sometimes can get up to some of these areas. So it isn't that the remedy isn't there. It is just the process is time-consuming. There's no like that. And we're a combination of generations of the milks and the meats and the crap like that, the grains. Wish I had known about you and your work 9 years ago. I know. I tell you what, though, remember, it's just a body, and you're going to get this, and don't worry about it. It's just a body, and if someone's passed with this in your life, remember, the soul is always the individual, not the bodies. When you're talking to your friends, look at them as soul, not as a body with a persona to it. They're a giant soul, and they're just limited through all these bodies they've taken on to get here. And so they're looking through these limited conditioned states that they don't realize that. So the more we introduce them to themselves of who they really are, the more they'll blossom and grow, and joy will come in. Because they're now not identifying with their small states of conditioned thinking and emotions and their weaknesses in their bodies. They've tapped to who they are. And you notice some person can have a lot of problems but always be happy and joyful. That is a really connected individual, whether they realize it or not. My granny was like that, always sang no matter what. Always hummed and sang no matter what adversity faced her. That taught me a lot. My husband was diagnosed with that. He died. Sorry, honey. Sorry about that. Green helper. Well, I can understand why you call yourself the green helper. Well, sweetheart, take this knowledge and just help others. You know, I feel sorry that you had to go through that. It's just the way it is on this planet. We pull people in and love on them, and then something takes them away sometimes. So you're the center course, and we all must always realize that. If we pull another individual to ourselves for a while, it's just another soul, but at the soul levels, we're with everyone. So there is no separation there. So here, yes, it appears like we have separation, but we must always be strong in our own selves, because if you're not, you become emotionally weak and insecure. And insecurity only breeds fear and unknowingness, and then the control of you by others. So becoming strong is the real key factor. And just be strong that you have awareness and that you're a much higher being than what your body is giving you. Right? And you'll be okay. Maybe there's a lot of people that you can help now, and your story will help to bring that to others. You know, sometimes these tear-jerking stories serve as a modus operandi, so people feel that you have a mission and you have a sense of strength and power because of what you went through. And also, some people have the ability to listen to you more because of your journey and what you've been. So take it and have a lovely day, and be free and enjoy that. The more soul you're in tune to, the more you'll communicate with your ex there, or your, not ex, but your past husband. This is KSOEBERG. Dear Dr. Morse, my blood tests state that my liver values are high. AST is 55, ALT is 156. Woohoo! Yeah, ALT is 156. That's a bit on the high side. Alkaline phosphatase is 83, GT 161. What can these mean? It means your liver is having a little bit of a heyday with some acids. Must be having a party down there in that liver with some acids. Trouble is, need to get the party over and get rid of the acids. Send the acids home. So that's moving lymph again. You can get in the liver with the liver formula, but by all means, the liver's just a branch on the trunk of the GI tract. Get into that GI tract, clean it up there with all the things we talked about early on in this video, and also hit the kidneys and adrenals. Move lymph and really get that moving, and then your liver enzymes, alkaline phosphatase, all that'll come down nicely, and you'll rebuild any damaged tissue of the liver, and you'll be good to go. But that's a road you want to get down. Liver loves grapes. I have scalp issues, acne. Well, there, you see what I'm saying about the GI tract in relationship to the head area. And right there, you're a good case to show that, where you're having that GI tract hepatic problems at the same time. You're going right up and you're having the acne. You're having the folliculitis. I love that one. Folliculitis. That sort of thing. Itching, stinging and itching, on the back. Well, you're just backed up lymphatically. You feel it, the burn, the itch, the pain. Yeah, I mean, that's all lymph, and just itchy skin all over. You probably have a lot of fungus too. That kind of goes with the picture there. I also have diabetes type 2, where there's your adrenal connection. There's your kidneys right there. So you got to get into the adrenal glands anyway and fix those. You got to get the kidneys up and going. You got to get your bowels cleaned up and going. That'll all drain the liver out, drain the brain out, and you'll be in good shape. But you have to spend some little time doing that. But I'd get after that. I don't like the 156, but I've seen them way up there. But that'll come down nicely for you if you get focused like this, definitely. I do want to buy herbs from you, but unfortunately most of the formulas have herbs listed as drugs in Norway. That's sad. I can get some of the single herbs locally. Will this suffice? Do the best you can, Kenneth. Absolutely, my friend. Do the very best you can. Too bad, Norway. But do the best you can. Definitely put yourself on a grape fast. If you have to, use your fruits and stuff to pull yourself out of that. You can do that, particularly with the elevated liver enzyme. So use a grape and maybe even a lemon juice fast there and pull yourself out of that, and you'll be okay. If not, I'd probably move out of Norway for a short period of time, get your health back, and then move back. Ugh. You know we're making a difference when we can change the governments. Morgellons. Wait a minute, Coco. Here's a... No, I hope not. Boy, I had a lady with that. You saw those little blue hairs moving everywhere. I came across a man in a health food store that was ranting and talking about how he had Morgellons and finally got rid of about 80% of those man-made parasites. He said that these parasites were man-made. I don't know about that. You know, we are nuts when it comes to laboratories. We're just insane. These guys just don't care. We have love bugs down here in Florida because of the insanity of our government, state government. University, actually. So, I mean, it's insane. So now we are dealing in love bugs. Imagine the financial responsibility the state would have to bear for doing that, or the university, if they had to pay for all the cars, all the paints, and everything they've ever done. I mean, we have, I don't know if you all know what love bugs are, but those are two bugs stuck together, one pull, one push. They're just sad, male and female, born together. You know, it's just, and they smatter all over your windshield. They're high acid, take your paint off, bumpers. It's nasty, and they're by the mass. When you breathe, you can suck them in. Sad, you know. It's just man playing with things he just. You know. I've heard about this disease. Not a disease, Coco Love. Not a disease. Parasites aren't diseases, are they? No, they're opportunists. They love culturing mediums. And also on sites where it shows string-like things coming out of the skin. Yeah, and they got little blue hairs on them, and you'll see them wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I got a bunch of jars of them over here. Let me see if I can find them. I got the thread worms. That wouldn't be them. I got the thread worms. That wouldn't be them. Oh, tumors, tumors, tumors. I'll bring them for the class. Unless they threw them away. I had flasks of them all over here. I've heard about these little animals. And also on sites where it shows string. Yeah, so many people are getting this Morgellons disease. They're probably in the contrails. They're chemtrails. What are these things? Hope your detox of your body went beautifully and your detox like that. Yes, Coco Love. Thanks, Bev. Thanks, sweetheart. Yeah, we had a lady one day really bad. She just high sugar fruit. Yeah, baby. How you doing, man? Hey everyone, I have been on a high raw fruit food diet for like 2 months and then like 22 days of a grape fast. Woohoo! Another kick butter here. My teeth are seriously starting to deteriorate. Oh, no. You guys must have some real weak teeth out there. Has anyone experienced this? Well, load up on Calma Plus and load up on some greens. See if you can build those teeth back. Not a kelp. Now move those lips. See, you got to move lymph. I mean, that's what breaks down teeth. But I think that the high sugar content in grapes, dates, etc. But that's natural sugar. That's not going to give you. That's going to make an alkaline. Look at that. Look, eat a date and these ingest your saliva, It won't be acidic, it'll be alkaline. That's the test. Now, it's true, some of the fruits like the oranges and the grapefruit could make you have an acid saliva, and that's really not real happy. But work on your parathyroid, keep moving your lymph, and you'll get that rebuilt. Sometimes the weaknesses will leave you too, you know, and your teeth can get loose and all kinds of crap like that. Here's Coco Loco Bev again. Gosh, detox did you good. Oh, thanks, Bev. I'm looking younger. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Day by day by day. I'm not so stressed. It's so awesome to have you back. Thanks, sweetheart. Love you, dear. Heart of all things. What a nice thing. Hi, I would absolutely love to take your course, but it's unlikely that I will be able to make it in April. Well, you're taking it right now, my friend. I'm giving you guys, you know, I'm giving you the farm. I'm giving you all the tools. I'm giving it to you all. Because we need to change the world. And I'm not just whistling Dixie. I'm dead serious. So I'm giving you everything. I don't want it to take years for this to happen. We need to move, and so I'm giving you everything I could come up with that I've experienced. I made switch to raw food diets 2.5 months ago to cure severe adult acne. Boy, look at all the people with acne. I mean, it's amazing the amount of people that on YouTube that have acne problems, isn't it? I mean, it's just almost every other one is coming up with acne. Major lymphatic problems. But a lot of you guys are the younger people that are the higher souls coming into this planet looking for a remedy. And that's what I see in you guys. Some of you guys are older, awakening up too. Beautiful stuff. I just love it. We all make a good family. And I just really love all of you guys. My face is all red and bumpy now. Well, keep in mind, this is Munty NG0. Detox can do it. Detox can make things worse before they make them better. No two bones about that one. This is part of a question. Gala, Mama. This is it okay to keep this 7-year-old on 100% fruit for an extended period? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would strip them through the avocados and coconuts as well with that, so they get plenty of fatty acids. But I would have coconut milk and coconut meat. I'd have the avocados, all the fruits and the berries and the melons. That's where all the nutrition is. This kid will get extremely smart. You watch his academic levels. When you have him on this high level, that brain and nerve is going to be way up there. Perception, way up there. Comprehension, way up there. And I've seen this a lot. These kids make some of these teachers scratch their heads. You know, some of these teachers are not going to be handle your kids some of these days. These kids are going to be extremely aware. Possibly months or longer. Oh, absolutely. Oh, pfft. This is the diet your son should have been born on, raised on, and lived on. I mean, we all should have been. But again, you know, it is what it is. And so I think in time, that especially through these young folks, we have to get them there to save them. And so we're pulling them out of this. And in time, we're growing up that frugivorish line again. Thank God. And hopefully we'll start getting the growers of fruits to start turning their eye and go, yeah, baby, get rid of all these dairy farms and start build major greenhouses. You know, up north we're going to have to build major greenhouses. Okay. Put the money there instead of the bridge to nowhere. Oh, or something like that. Yes, this will alleviate the autistic symptoms. You want to get into the adrenal glands, though. I definitely would get into upper circuit brain and nerve sometime on your boy and really start moving blood up in this head better and start regenerating brain tissue, get the adrenals up. That's very important. Detox any neurotoxins out. So if you see a little back and forth with that, don't get upset as this child detoxifies. I've had lots of success with lots of kids around the world. In your neck of the woods, Dimitri, Switzerland, had a couple of real good cases, a real bad case over there. Thanks so much for all your wonderful. Thank you so much. Keep it up, Gayla Mama. I have a few questions regarding fruit fasting, and the kids is okay. Oh yeah, we talked about that before. Absolutely. This is Starflower. Oh, beautiful, beautiful picture there. Starflower 99654. Love starflowers, star fruits, and the like. I sincerely appreciate your gift of information. You're welcome. My deep and humbling pleasure. Could you please explain the benefits of why dry brushing is always adverse versus wet brushing? I don't know. The truth, I don't care which way, wet or dry. Who cares? I mean, your dry skin brushing, you're going to, the dying skins, basically the cells, you're going to clean them off. Also, the acids, you're going to clean off the skin. If you want a dry skin, brush without showering. But I scrub my skin in the shower too. I fail to see why one would be better than the other. Me too. Or is wet brushing a benefit also? I think it's all a benefit. Cleaning the skin is always good. Laura of Alaska. Ooh, Alaska, bridge to nowhere. Where did I come from? I'm sorry. Sarah Thalen. She needs to start running it. I'd vote for Sarah at least over the rest of them. My God, what do we got? Ron. Stand up, Ron. Doc, I have a question. Would taking Dr. Christopher's Herbal Mastery course? Yeah, I like Christopher's Herbal Mastery course. I think it's a good herbal course. I really do. I like the fact that you get a week or a weekend there on an herbal walk and stuff. Absolutely. I like his school. Absolutely. Good degree. Well, there's two different things. In April, we're going to get heavy into curing everything. I mean, or eliminating everything in terms of conditions or symptoms of problems, of acidosis and things like that, of course, to work at a clinic. Absolutely. Or do you think I need constipating degrees in chemistry and biology? Kratos! Heck no, I don't think you need degrees in those at all. Matter of fact, I think you're going to get more confused if you go that way. You're going to have to be careful, like Brandon. You just have to be real careful, especially if you're young and you're new to these things, because the intriguing part of the mind, inquiring minds want to know. So that's the problem, is that you have to be strong in your core understanding and conviction and your knowingness. And your knowingness comes apart when you're actively participating in the experience. Then it becomes a knowingness because you're experiencing that, and it becomes not just theory, it's actual practice and knowingness. I think that you guys that learn this level are going to, any clinic in the world should grab you, because they're not going to have the healing power unless they have you, because most clinics suck at healing people. So really, the world really needs all of you guys. So getting this is paramount. Having a degree or two, like an herbal degrees and stuff, is just icing on the cake. But you're a detoxification specialist. You know the art of detoxification and the goal of it. And the goal is always cellular regeneration, genetic remembering of cells, the rebuilding Wellville. And there's very few clinics can actually take people there. There's clinics that use fasting and stuff like that, but it isn't enough anymore. You got to have the herbs, my opinion. My opinion. You like cocoa? And dry. I like a little cocoa. Isn't he cute little thing? He's all chocolate. He's just a little love sponge. I don't know what. I must have had a past life of that doll or something. I don't know what it is. The EFFINI, the affinity. Hey, bro, change your name. Dear Dr. Morris, it was an honor meeting you. Same here, my friend. It was a big honor. I really had fun. And your team last week at your beautiful clinic. Yeah, a little small here, but you're an amazing. Oh, thanks, man. I do have another question. Okay. I've been detoxing on mostly raw fruits with your herbs for 6 weeks now. I saw excellent detox symptoms for the first 3 weeks, but now I'm no longer seeing any sediment in my urine. Well, see if that protocol, maybe the protocol didn't suit you, or maybe you're just going through a phase there. It seems like my body has halted to a stop and is no longer detoxing at any noticeable level. I'm also experiencing some extreme burning pain in both eyes and the sclera. Ooh, yeah, pulling out. I get that eye wash. I know this might be an older thing, but get an eye wash there. Start using the eye wash, my friends. Yeah, I mean, that's just detox. But check and see, you know, if that protocol isn't doing it for you, step back and go on the last protocol and see if you kick it up. And if you do, call me. I'd be interested to know that so I can see if what in your protocol could have hindered you from that, because actually I tried to make each protocol more aggressive than the last one. But you know, sometimes there's herbs in one protocol that just doesn't fit the ticket. So let me know, man, and I'll look at that. But keep me posted there. Call one of the guys out here and let them know. Okay. Some new little brown dots, moles on my skin appearing on a weekly basis. My insight on what? Yeah, let me take a look at that. You need to call me and call them and let them get with me and see what's going on with you there, Serge. You really do. You got to get a hold of me and let me see, because sometimes the new protocols aren't as effective as the older ones, and I put you right back on the older ones. So we'll see. You know, that's what I mean about detoxification. We're kind of going like this sometimes. Sometimes I write a new protocol for someone and I try to make it stronger, but in fact the body liked the last one good. So try going back and seeing how that is. Put yourself back on a high fruit fast or something, and maybe you really got everybody moving real fast, and then step back just a little, what didn't seem a little, but was a little bit, and maybe you saw that. I don't know. So we'll see, Serge, but you keep in contact with me on that, okay, buddy? You want to keep detoxing down that road more aggressively. You're going to see this, but it's going to climb. Miss Fairy Bloom, hi, my dear one. If you could suggest around 5 herbal formulas that I need, by watching video marathons like I do, I may be able to discern which ones I should take. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for listening and taking this on. Keep shining that red light. Thank you. I hope so. I get my ways. You guys see me, so, you know, I apologize, but God bless your heart. Thank you so much. I love you, sweetheart. Let's kick butt. Thanks, Sarah, sweetie. Well, I think you should always maintain kidney number 1, adrenal gland, especially if your blood pressure is a little low, stomach and bowel, whatever, lymphatic 1 caps, say lymph node 2, lymphatic 4, any of them. Try lymphatic 1 and lymph node 1. Play with those a little bit and see if you notice a little changing with which one you might like. Keep in mind the blood formula, very powerful. If you never experienced a GI broom, have fun with that. But those are about the Fab 5. If you have symptoms, sometimes you have to put yourself on Parasite M again. I would use Parasite M or a formula similar to that as a controller of fungi, if you will. And I urge you too. If you're getting moles growing back, maybe I took you off Parasite M and you really felt better on it. Maybe you need to revisit that one. I don't know. You know, it's it sounds like you're like a rubber band. You pull back, and this time it's not as far back or something. But we'll talk about it when I talk to you again. But anyway, that'd be the 5 formulas I would go after, the Fab 5, Fab 4 to 5 in that area. That's going to generally reach everywhere in the human body and fix it, no matter if it's a hepatic or liver problem, a pancreatic problem, a lung problem, doesn't matter. You know, you can use the Heal All teas and 3 lung teas to break things up and stuff. I sure hope this is recording. I don't have anybody here to help me, so praise God, I hope that's recording. I'd hate to sit here 3 hours and not record it. This is C1SC Om. Hi, Doc Morris. I forgot to ask you about chapped lips. Yeah, same thing. No matter what I do, eat or drink, I cannot get rid of that. Well, this all is moving lymphs. If you feel under here, see if your lymph nodes are swollen. But this is all about moving lymphs, moving lymphs, moving lymphs, moving lymphs. Right down the axillaries, out the kidneys. So this is all about getting the lymphs moving, but do work on that transverse colon. I mean, work on that gut, that GI tract. Don't forget that, because that's going to be a little bit of a hindrance. If this is your eye, definitely work on lymph, 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 lymph. Holy moly. If this is a left eye, there's a left kidney sitting up there going, owie. Hard to tell if this is a left eye or a right eye. It looks to me like a right eye, but hard to tell. If it's a left eye, you got a pretty good prolapsus here of the sigmoid flexure and problems with the sigmoid bowel, and that would be a kidney weakness. If it is the right eye, you still got a little kidney going on, but you got a right leg or groin that's not very happy at all. Then the hip, the pancreas, the gallbladder. Shall I go on? No. So go after that. I've been in fruits and veggies now about a month and a half. My fruit diet consists of bananas, all kinds of berries. I get papaya. I bought some nice papaya this morning. I'm anxious to try it. I'm not one for papaya, but I'm gonna stab at this one. Apples, lemons, grapes. Regarding veggies, all greens I can get. I also drink a lot of green juices. Also, sometimes some cooked brown rice, pink beans, or lentils. Those are the only grains I eat. Steamed or boiled potatoes with carrots. I quit the meats and dairies and all. Well, I think you're doing pretty good. I really do. Now, there's a time where you want to kick it up another notch and dig deeper into that lymph, because if your chapped lips isn't disappearing, your acids aren't disappearing up in the head area. So you really want to move lymph. You're on a good diet, or just to sustain yourself. That's probably a real good diet for most people. But you want to dig deeper, so you're going to have to get rid of the lentils and beans and rice. At times, really get up there on an all-grape diet or something, really push that through. I drink enough water and also get hydrated by the fruits. Any hint? Yeah, cool dog of yours. Coco, thank you, my friend. Yeah, dig a little deeper. There's times you're going to have to come off of that. It's going to have to get a little firmer and get that lymph moving a little more aggressive, and then come back and, revisit those higher levels. But when you still have a symptom of any kind that's of a drying nature, cracking nature, pain nature, swelling nature, that is an acid nature, you're not getting it. So you just have to dig deeper. That's the only way I can describe that, is dig deeper into the human body, lymphatically speaking, and really keep moving that. And it'll push you up toward fasting at times. Remember, those are the areas, just a fruit diet should really be the reality of the Homo sapiens species, just in a reality diet, just as a way of life. Diets, the word has been run through the mud pretty good. But as a way of life, we should be frugivorish, even though we might have some vegetables or veggie fruits or whatever, but that should be our main focus. So having some lentils and brown rice, okay, no big deal. But in terms of moving lymph, that could just be enough to step you back a little bit. So I would do those at night and then tear it up through the day and see if that'll get it a little more. If not, going to have to spend some time off of those and dig a little deeper and then come back and go back and forth. Normally that would be a great diet to sustain someone. But in terms of moving lymph, it can be just enough to not dig deeper for you. Really, that's why this is an art. Because you watch things like this. So kick it up for yourself. Lay off of those things, the brown rice and the lentils and the meat, just for a little while. Kick it up another notch and see how well you do. You can always cheat or go back to using those now and then. Nordilist. Hey, dear one. Once the herb formulas are set in hot water to remove the alcohol, where can they be stored? I put them in the refrigerator. I would. Yes, dear one. I really would, sweetheart. I put them in the refrigerator after you burn the alcohol, because the alcohol just not is a preservative. And I've always thought, like a 50-year-old tawny port. Whew, that would be good. I opened up some 20-year-old tawny port last night. I didn't even have a sip of it, but I had a friend over and she likes tawny port. But boy, it gives me a headache, but boy. This is Anna Maria, 2979. Dr. Morris, what plant would you put in your bedroom? Philodendron. Also generally in your house, philodendrons. Thank you, sweetheart. You're a sweetheart and a blessing to life. And I love your little doggy. And your little doggy. But philodendrons, as a rule, the hanging ones with the correlated reefs, where leaves on it. Anything like that absorbs a lot of the toxins of the house and stuff, and so even radon, I think. But yes, definitely the philodendron family. But I love a lot of live plants in the house. Problem, of course, is all the fact that all things eat and poop, including plants. But I always have philodendron in my home. always. Hi, Dr. Morris. I am new to your channel, and welcome, 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 welcome. But now to the message you are working so hard to share. I love your energy and your obvious dedication to helping as many people as possible. I was wondering what you think of rebounders. I have used mine daily for many years, doing a health bounce to help keep the lymphatic system moving, along with the many excellent herbs. Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. This is Natural Health 3. Well, I've said this many times, and I think a lot of you are seeing that now, that if you're filtering from the kidneys and you see sediment, it doesn't matter how much rebounding or activity you're doing because all the acids you're creating are leaving. But for rebounding alone to make kidneys perform better and increase adrenal function, I don't see that happening. It's kind of like physical therapy. I can, if obviously in a very sedentary position, lymph isn't going, especially if you're not filtering. Lymph is not going to filter well, and you're going to get stiff and sore from it backing up. So little activity moves it, but it doesn't move it far. So that's where, and the same thing with massage. It doesn't move it far. It doesn't force filtration. It doesn't allow the adrenals to increase neurotransmitters. It doesn't increase kidney performance, and I think that's what we're looking for, is to do that at least simultaneously when you're rebounding. If you're having lymphatic problems and you're feeling stiffness and pain, I would use the rest syndrome first. I would actually take the fasting approach in terms of the resting side of fasting, and then do my fruits and stuff on that and allow the chemistry of my fruits and herbs to do my rebounding for me. That's the key. And the same foods and herbs work on the filtration issues. And that way you'll get everything filtering, and then you can kick it up another notch. Depending on how stiff, how fast you get stiff when you exercise. How fast do you get stiff? How fast do you hurt? That determines how much you should or shouldn't do activity or strenuous activity. Now, rebounding isn't strenuous activity, but at the same time, not going to force things to happen. I think that filtration issues can get kicked up with chemistry better. Owen, my man, post 3. What you think of making one's own tea from hawthorn berries, leaves, and stem? Yeah. I tried to make, I wanted to make some hawthorn berry syrup. Unfortunately, you cook the holy crap out of the hawthorn berries to get hawthorn berry syrup. I mean, it's like canning. You literally cook the crap out of this food, and basically you don't have any nutrients left. However, the power of God comes through, and there's still some nutritive power, some medicinal healing power of these herbs after they're cooked. Oh, my God, how beautiful is that? Jesus, they take a beating and a licking and keep on ticking. The power of God. Thank you, Owen. Hope you're doing well, my good friend. Just want to be sure I've got this. When Dr. Morris says to move those limbs, he means eating fruit. I mean eating fruit, get on the herbs for the lymph, get the kidneys and adrenals up, clean the bowels out. That's moving lymph. So moving lymph. Work on your kidneys, work on your adrenal glands, work on the lymph itself with the lymphatic herbs and the fruits and the berries and the melons, and get in that gut tissue. That's moving lymph. Absolutely. Melissa James, 4164. Hey, dear one. Gotta love that little smile of yours, dear. Severe skin condition, was born with eczema. Look at the skin problems we're having here. I can see you also have a little bit of a weak skin, dear one. Get that parathyroid up. I can see that in you, dear. Doc, I was born with eczema, or so they say. In the last 3 years, I have gained over 60 pounds. From them keeping me on steroids. Honey, look, you know the gig now, right? you know, these guys have slammed your adrenal glands, which now is going to make everything even worse. So get on your adrenal glands. Go after that. You might want to use the herbal adrenal formula and the desiccated glandular or adrenal glandular of some sort. Really get in and start loving on those adrenals and convince them to get there working right on up there. I have pictures of how my face, arms, neck, etc. will do. My face gets swollen and red. Look, go after your bowels. You're malabsorbed a little bit. I see it in you, honey. So get your gut cleaned up. This is a big part of your problem right here. Get into that GI tract. Get that cleaned up there. That'll also get those kidneys filtering. That's really key here. That'll pull all that lymph out of that face. It'll quit swelling. You got to do this. I mean, you got to do this. And red like I've been in a tanning bed. That's acids. You're burning from the inside out, dear one. I'll peel off all different parts of my body. Absolutely. Acids are burning you up, destroying your skin. It itches severely, kind of like a vaginal yeast infection. Absolutely. Acids burn and fungus and all this other stuff. Absolutely, dear. But the problem is not in my female. Well, it doesn't have to be in the female parts. It can be everywhere else. Same causative problem. Location. Now that's pretty simple. But if you look at it that way, you always find your remedy there, and you'll have a way out. If not, then you're treating all these different symptoms there. My whole body itches and unbearable at times. Absolutely. Well, you really want to kick up detox. Methotrexate. They can't hardly get methotrexate anymore. Isn't that something? How interesting. No, so you know what they've happened, Melissa James. Don't get upset, but they've been suppressing your lymph system all these years. So don't get upset, but they've been suppressing your lymph system all these years. So could get a whole lot worse before it gets a whole lot better, sweetheart. Don't get upset with that. But they're the ones that have been locking everything in you. That's why they don't just stop your steroid use, because the word explosion comes to my mind. You must go slowly. Well, you know what? You've been holding back your lymph the wrong way. You just didn't know any better. You trusted them to know what they're doing. The problem is they know steroids slam the adrenals, but they're willing to puff it right off. No big deal. A lot of these things are no big deal to medical doctors. But you got to move lymphs, dear one, and this is really key. I can tell you, you got two things I can see: parathyroid, thyroid. You need to get that thyroid up, or you can get yourself sweating better, get your gut cleaned up so you can start absorbing, get the kidneys filtering, and get that skin cleaned up, dear one, okay? I'd use the skin formula. I would definitely use 2 kidney formulas, at least 2 adrenal formulas since you've been on the steroids. If your blood pressure is real low now when you look at that, you might take licorice as a side note. It's a natural acting steroid, but this is about the lymph. This is about acids in the lymph, and it's right in your face, literally about acids. And that swelling, I don't like that at all in your face and all. I don't like that. You get all that out of there and clean up that gut. Really watch this and play with this and really dig deep into these grapes and stuff like that and move your lymph, sweetheart. And you'll come out of this. You'll have your remedy and you'll have a great life after that, okay? Might be a little ups and downs because of the steroid use. Don't be upset. Understand why. That you've been suppressing this, and now you're going to open the gate. And so all those horses are going to want to come out, and don't get upset when they do. Ride through it, and you'll be good. We'll help you. You'll be okay. Melissa James. Oh, wow. Same one. What is a super detox can I do for my severe kidney condition? Absolutely. Just what we're saying here. Go for it, dear one. Noradilist. Once the herb formulas are set in, oh yeah, I already covered these. Oh yeah, well good. He just gave me some. Girl gone vegan. Not my question. Good. I'm glad it wasn't your question, Kelly. But asking about a cervical headache, fix the lymph. Fix the lymph, because the lymph is always going to twist the C-spine. It's not only cervical headaches. You can get into, remember, the trigeminal neuralgia, C2. I mean, you can get into a lot of serious issues with that. Absolutely. Frugivore, thank you. I am making progress in so much discomfort and pain, and the fatigue is beyond anything I can ever explain, but I am fully functioning most days. Well, you know, everything you've done, Kelly, slammed the adrenals. So it says the same thing here with Melissa here. Don't be surprised if your adrenals are going to take a while to wake up. I mean, you've been hitting them. So probably in an adrenal glandular, like a desiccated adrenal, somewhere around 100 milligrams or so, I'd be popping that three times a day, at the same time taking the adrenal tincture and doing that at least one dropper full 3-4 times a day, and really hitting those adrenals after that. With the head area, you might pick up the pituitary and go after that. The juicing leafy greens like arugula, dandelion, spinach, parsley, etc. have more of a detoxifying effect like the tinctures, or does it slow down detoxifying like... No, I think when you juice your greens, they're going to have a lot more power to detoxify you, getting the fiber out, no question. Like I said, really heavy concentrated green drink, green juice, absolutely. Concentrated chlorophyll is a butt kicker. Good stuff. I'm not opposed to veggies, don't keep me in mind. But we're still frugivores. But we can do both. But when you're detoxifying, that's when you have to kick it up another notch. Testimonial. Oh, this is a testimonial. I developed a very painful arthritic condition in my ankles over the last couple of years. If I sat for more than 10 minutes, I experienced extreme pain in both ankles upon walking. Since being back 100% on the raw fruits and green juices for the past 3 weeks, the pain is gone. One day I got out of the car to go to the store and I noticed that I wasn't in agony. Got those acids out, people. Go! Keep weak. Good testimonial. You guys are offering up some great testimonials. Even the Kelly is so much better down the line. There's so many of you are so much better down the line there. The fact you've suffered so long pains me, but you guys are getting yourself out of this, and happy days are here again. Absolutely. Getting your joys back. I want to see you all get your joy back. You get your joy back, then we'll get others to get their joy back, and pretty soon we'll get the earth to get its joy back. And then other souls might want to visit here and spend some time. MR Dave 777. Hey Dave, MR Dave. Let's see. I'd rather listen to this guy over Michael Sat. Oh, thanks. Love you, man. Jennifer Willette. What's this? Jenny. Owen. Malaysian durians are okay, but Thai durians are possibly loaded with chemicals. No kidding. Malaysian durians are better, huh? I never was much of a durian fruit guy anyway, so I won't. Well, education. It's too bad. Girl Gone Vegan. Gosh, sorry for all the questions. Haven't asked any in a long time. If you are working on the adrenals, what about the hypoaxis pituitary? Well, you could use the pituitary glandular for that, definitely. I think I even have you one, don't I? But definitely you got to pop up the pituitary. They even have hypothalamus tissue. They have all kinds of brain tissue glandulars and stuff like that to help promote better function in those tissues. I mean, if you're going to kill the organic cattle and raise them for the meat, then we'll use those parts in a beneficial way to help others. Just like, harvesting any glands from anybody. You know, I mean, we harvest tissue out of our own species to help our other sides of our species. Of course, we don't raise them to slaughter them, or do we? Interesting question, huh? I am sure there's one. Absolutely. Dr. Moore's question for me. A lot of my pain is in the back of my head. No kidding. This whole cerebellum. That's why you saw that Brady-Taki syndrome, the hyper-hypo syndromes. Absolutely. Getting this cleaned out of there and rebuilding is a trip. But you gotta go. You gotta go down. You gotta go out. You gotta get these kidneys going. Now throat, which is new. Well, you're going to see it move around here a lot. Really clean up your bowels, Kelly. Really hit that area. Clean that up good. Get your kidneys making all that. It feels like strep throat. You could get into a very severe case of strep throat type symptoms. Sore throat so bad you can't talk. Loss of voice. Good. It's a good detox. And then you'll be so much better when you start talking again, let me tell you. That's what detox is. Welcome it. Because on the other side, things are always better. Always better. No matter the pain you went through, always better. The fact that you're having it in the throat means you've had some serious problems in the throat you were unaware of. You'll never have a detox symptom in a healthy tissue. No need to. Nothing wrong with it. But where your weaker areas, you're going to feel them. So everywhere in a detox you feel them, no, that's where your weaknesses are. Then get your eyes back and correlate that area with the weakness in your eyes. They'll correlate every single time. That's what I like about truth. It lets you know it every single time. Absolutely. What are your thoughts about heavy metal IV chelation? I don't go with that. I don't. Why would you do that when you can chelate yourself with plenty of green juices and herbs and fruits? Same thing, except you're doing the blood here, which really you need to do the lymph. That's where the bulk of your heavy metals and neurotoxins are stored, is in the lymph, not in the blood. The blood will come clean, guaranteed. So I'm very careful about IV doing anything with your blood, except cleaning it with foods and herbs. I'm real cautious about that. Look at what dialysis does to you. Just curious also, how long does it take to heal a damaged brainstem? It could take, 6 months, a year. One can eat dates on a fruit fast. Absolutely. Teresa, keep eating those bananas and dates. This is neuron, let's see, neuron interface. Neurontin interface. Yeah, all right, neurontin interface. Something like that. Does juice, I'm an old country boy, guys, come on. Does juicing green leaves, oh yeah, you already answered that one. How's our time doing? Well, we're doing pretty good. We're going down to the 3-hour mark. Dermatology, let's see, taking biology classes. I'm a professor's part of a group where they went to Antarctica and brought with them a purple pigment with a very high potential to cure skin cancer. I'm attacking the article and also link. Oh, good, go after them. Let me see. Topic is just for YouTube channel. I hope you find. Oh yeah, we talked about this. This is for the Facebook people. We talked about that. Wow, we're cutting down everything here. Looks like I've got another bunch of hours to spend here, but I'm making a big dent in this, guys, and I plan to. This week I'm going to give you a whole load of videos. So I hope you don't get upset, but I'm going to give you a bunch of them. I'm back. Raw Duria, Raw D-R-I-A, Duria. Beautiful picture here there, sweetheart. Is that you? I love the way you guys are. I love spiritual people. Just the way they dress, the way they are. Thanks so much. Now I see I am among those who needs to step back from very high fruit diet because of enamel and teeth sensitivity problem. Yeah, you might have to. Ah, I hate that. Ah, frustrating. A friend in dire need. Ooh. Erica or Dando0202. Hi, sweetheart. What's going on here? First, I want to commit. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for your blessing here. I love that. Sadly, unfortunately, I am reaching out to you with a heavy heart, but with an immense amount of hope that somehow I can reach you in time. This is 221. Oh, 221:12. Well, this is just the other day. Okay, good. Sadly and unfortunately, okay. I have a friend who is currently battling what is fiercely rapid declining in cardiovascular health in his mid-40s. He finds himself desperately trying to make amends with his body in the hopes that he can hold on to his life on a literal sense. He has inspiring watched your videos and followed your advice accurately. He currently also has an appointment scheduled to meet with you in early April. Regrettably, I can't help to accept the realistic undertone to his current decline in health, energy, and spirit to understand that April may possibly be too late. I completely recognize that your schedule must be absolutely engaged. And is there any possible way that my friend can meet with you prior to April 9th? The weight of words would, well, yeah, let me see. This is, where are you at? Oh, you're in Ventura, Florida. Ventura, Florida. I'll give this to Jenny and have her call you. Thanks for the YouTube watching. Well, okay, cardiovascular. You know how if we have cardiovascular problems, we just go out and exercise. We just go out and do cardiovascular exercises. That'll strengthen our heart. Oh, really, will it? Well, it's strengthen your heart if you're not filtering the acids out of that heart tissue you're creating. Because when you're creating more activity of the heart, you're creating more acids from the cells, just like you would anywhere else, because the heart's made of what? A bunch of cells and two major fluids. So you have a blood flow in the heart, you have a lymph flow in the heart, you have a nerve flow in the heart, and you have a bunch of cells forming 4 chambers and 2 valves. So this is what's so important to understand is if you have cardiovascular problems, meaning that your vascular system in your heart is getting blocked or occluded, what could be doing that? There's only one side of chemistry you can blame on that one, and that's acids. So I wouldn't be doing strenuous exercises right now and trying to strengthen the heart through exercise when you're not filtering lymph, because you're actually the opposite will continue to take place in you. So you can't do that. I take the heart form if you're experiencing a weakness in the cells. A weakness in the cells means you have to get to those cells and strengthen them. What's nice is all the berries strengthen up the heart pretty good. I got, I think, a blue ribbon heart formula will strengthen the heart. Lower circulation would be excellent at helping moving blood through the heart. You could use the cayenne garlic formula to dilate the vascular system a little bit. And also I have some circulatory herbs in there like butcher's broom and things that are kind of like a roto-rooter kind of open up the vascular flow and keep blood flowing. But any occlusions of the vascular system of the heart, and I've covered this before, any occlusions of the vascular system, and maybe I should do one just on cardiovascular, but any occlusions of the vascular system would be directly a responsibility of the lymph system and the fault of the lymph system, be it calcifications or cholesterol plaquing or lipid plaquing. If you're having spasms or collapses of vascular walls, then you're going to go to the parathyroid and pop that one up. Probably wouldn't hurt to pop that one up anyway, because low calcium utilization could cause heart arrhythmias, valve weaknesses, et cetera, like mitral valve prolapses and heart murmurs, that kind of stuff, holes in hearts, stuff like that. Strengthen, strengthen, strengthen. But to strengthen, you have to remove that which weakens. It's that simple. That which weakens in chemistry, of course, is predominantly on the acid or corrosive side of chemistry. There's some real alkali or base chemistry whoppers, but we generally don't deal with the high alkalis. So really, we're predominantly looking at acids and the effect acids have on respective tissues. Goes back to kidneys again, goes back to the adrenals for the nervous system in the heart, but the lymph system, hands down, impacts all of them. But so does blood. Well, so does lymph. So does nerve. So blood, nerve, and lymph are the 3 energy flows. The nerve just being a bunch of cells with 2 fluids. So same type of problem. The blood and lymph are the key fluids of the human body to make sure they're always filtering and flowing well for all reasons. For all reasons. And that includes cardiovascular health. So relax, rest, don't exercise. Let your chemistry do your exercising. Move those lymphs. Get on a lot of grapes. Nothing any more powerful on the heart than grapes. Grapes, grapes, grapes. And they shouldn't decay the teeth. Good grapes. Get your darker ones. And Erica, she'll be okay. I'll give this to Jenny, and she can call your cell phone. But in reality, I just gave you what she's going to tell you the same thing. Jennifer is my clone. She knows, she's been with me a lot of years, and she is my clone. She, what she says goes. So you have to trust her. she knows she knows it all. I mean, she's been my clone for so many years. She works with all my practitioners for me, so her knowledge is extensive. So when Jennifer says something, it's me saying it. If she says it, I don't have anything different to say. P.S. Since my question, this is Miss Fairy Bloom. Since my question, I have new hair growth. I love that. Texture is smoother and skin is slowly getting better. It will, sweetheart. Let me tell you, you hang in there, guys. You're going to see this. New hair growth, softer hair. You're going to see the skin getting smoother and toned. Let me tell you, these are the goals. Yeah, we got a road to get to there. Absolutely. We must understand that road where others don't. But once you understand the road and you drove down that road, wearing that robe, and that car's heading toward Wellville, there's no turning back. And you're going to see things like this. This doesn't surprise me. This is what I expect. I am thinking of getting a fuller scalp brush for the psoriasis. You know, you get that lint cleaned up there, baby, and that'll take all that off of there, which has not been so bad. Now the tooth thing is flaring up. Well, fruits definitely can create a detox in the mouth. Well, you could use some Hill tea, hold it in your mouth, clean that up real good and see how that works. Take a cup of Hill tea and put a little in. Take 2 cups, take a little, hold it there for 30 seconds, spit it out and get some more. Clean that mouth up, but that's strong astringents. Your mouth will rebuild itself too, guaranteed. I've seen that. I've seen it take it off and rebuild it. So hang in there, do the green drinks, that'll help you there, but move those limbs more than anything. I use some clove oil and helped a bit, also very sensitive to sounds. So for the herbs, should do stomach and bowels, kidneys, lymphatic, adrenals, GI, broom, and liver formulas. Well, maybe not so much a liver formula. You could use upper circ instead, maybe. Maybe pick up the parathyroid a little bit and strengthen up the teeth a little bit there. I would use Lymphatic 1 capsules and another lymphatic like Lymph Node 2 and really go after that good there, Miss Fairy Bloom. Yay, thanks for answering my questions. This is, Miss Fairy Bloom. Looks like I am going full force. Good deal. I actually started going. Good deal, good deal. Much love, peace, and health to you, Robert. Much love to you, Miss Fairy Bloom. Still praying that I can make the April class. Well, me too. Me too. Going to have a big class there. So we're going to do a lot of protocols. I want you guys walking out of there with no more questions. Wouldn't that be good? Maybe intellectual questions. Express Tax Biz. Hey, bro. Thank you so much, Doc, for answering a question about trimmers and slurred speech. Oh, man. Get up that upper circ, brain, and nerve, man. Get on the Calma Plus, too. If this is you, get that out of you, man. Not acceptable. To think that you are taking the time out of your busy schedule to answer all our questions. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you understand the the time that doing all this and out of my I just have no time in my life. This is 24-hour me. At home I've got. I mean, I write all the stuff around here, so I got books to write, things to write. I've just got so much work to do. It's just like sometimes it's, and I'm so appreciate you understanding that. Really do. Thank you. We love you too, man. My thoughts exactly about taking upper circ. Yeah, absolutely. Get that lymph moving out of there, so you're not affecting calcium in that area, and you're not creating spastic environment. You're not breaking down any more tissue. You're getting that area hydrated and in the stance of rebuilding itself. Absolutely, good man. Since the last time my watery left eye has gone away, good. I think it's because I'm back by, you're moving your lymph, These are just holes. These are just ports. Every hole you got's a port and can become one. You can ooze pus and nasty stuff out of all your holes, even the belly button. And if you go too fast, sometimes, I've told you this before, the skin can actually open up and create a port. You'll notice breast tumors, they want to go toward the nipple or come out. But body wants to get rid of this stuff, absolutely. We're just helping it. Good job, man. But an ex-diabetic type 2, I'm kind of scared. Don't be a scared, man. TIAs, wow, yeah. Well, you know what? You got to be careful there. Type 2, adrenals, but that's a connection there. Adrenals on top of kidneys. A question from my friend Katie via email. Please ask Dr. Morse how to heal trigeminal neuralgia. Boy, you guys, do you hang with all these people, Kelly? Again, it's the same thing, man. You really got to move limp. This is real important. Make sure your spine is in shape up here, your C-spine, but you got to move lymph out of there. It doesn't matter what nerve is involved. With cerebellum, it doesn't matter what part of the brain is involved. This is all about acid. I mean, you just go down to the basics. A bunch of cells and two major fluids. Not, we make too much out of that which is simple. And if we keep simple that which appears to be complex, we know our focus, we have remedy. Might take us a while to work that way. Had a ton of cases of trigeminal neuralgia. I can tell you that right off. A pain that'll get you like nobody's business. A very serious pain. Very familiar with it. I'll bring on someone. If I ever see people that have come in here with it, or I get a chance, I'll ask them to come on and talk to you about it. Being from northern Canada, I find high amounts of fruits and the 7 herbal formula of the God's herbs. Body temp drops, and I know it. I know. I tell you what, just take it as you can, guys. Take it as you can. Use warm teas, warm vegetables to warm you up. Like low blood sugar, I wouldn't doubt it. Crazy Fox Fitness. Focus on your adrenal glands, man. Got to do that. Find yourself a balance through the cold time, and then when it warms up, hit it hard. Best you can do there. Point I eat a slice of bread and jam to stop from fainting. Blood sugar problems. Definitely hit your adrenals. You definitely want to eat all the time. I mean, you want to eat all your fruits and vegetables. You want to have 6 meals a day, man. You don't want to go too far. These are the folks, guys, you can't fast. You do not fast. Remember the young man, won't mention any names, we had visiting us. He was on a fast. Brenda found his blood sugar at 41. 41. Someone in here was telling me that they knew someone that had a blood sugar of 19. Not an alive, but supposedly, yeah, well, that would be one for the Guinness World of Records. Alive and awake at 19, blood sugar. 41 is interesting enough. So there's times when you can't fast, and we're seeing that in terms. Remember, Shelton, Herbert Shelton, fasted a 12-year-old, and she died. Cancer case. But could have just had a low blood pressure dump, low blood sugar dump, really dump. This is why I like our approach first, then do some fastings. Once you get the adrenals up, you get pretty much cleaned up a little bit, then fast, absolutely. But in the initial stages, let's open the doors, let's get everybody awake, let's waken up the cells, everybody know we're coming in and starting to clean out, then do some serious fasting. You'll do better. You really will. You'll do better. And you're a good example of that, Crazy Fox Fitness. Get your adrenals up before you get into this too much. So eat more often. Definitely. Got to do it. Rat face kick. To the most interesting man. Oh, I'm wondering about how much fruit to eat. Should I force myself to eat No. It's not about calories. It's about energetics. Energy. Energy is at the root of every single thing that exists. It's the root of, and I could say if we exchange the word consciousness with energy, then we would get it. But it is real hard to talk to a physicist about consciousness, even though you would think that being the most enlightened field, perhaps, we have in our sciences, they would understand that gap of consciousness or magnetic energy, etc., 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 but you know how that is. It's all about energy. And remember, every time you breathe, you're breathing in chemistry and energy. Every time you stop thinking, you're building energy in the body. Anytime you're living in the now, you're not only channeling, but building energy. I asked because since I started getting closer to the 100 high fruit raw eating, I'm losing weight like crazy. I'm 6 foot tall, but ooh, wow, weigh 130 pounds. On top of that, when I eat fruit, I usually get spacey. Well, go back down to the vegetables a little bit then and kind of find a balance in your life and work with that first and then kick it up later. But get yourself balanced out first with some vegetables. Then probably for the average person better if they do some vegetables, at least a salad a day, maybe a green drink, and then the fruit and berries and melons, the rest of that, or some balance thereof. Sometimes we even have to add a little cooked vegetables for those that are in extreme cold climates that need a little balance. But that's the art of detox. Can't get real hands down on everybody. You know, you just can't expect everybody to be 100% frugivore or 100% anything, and I don't. But when we're talking about people in pain and in trouble and near death, yes, we can get up there. Absolutely, we can get up there. And we must, taking in consideration balance and getting these poor souls through, because you take someone that we all have our emotional crutches. This tea has been my emotional crutch. I've been off of it, you notice? I got a little this morning, just... But, you know, we all have our crutches. When we throw them away, we get stronger. But we get less stress. We can let our crutches go. We get better. Everything takes its toll. We have ways of locking ourselves in our insecurities. But at the same time, we keep trying to build the fact that we are the only source of security there are, knowing that God is the ultimate, and not as a separate entity, by the way. Open question. Hope you're all well. I hope you're all well, too. Just did 5 nights, 6 days on my first fruit fast. Congratulations. That'd be an interesting experience. First 5 days, congratulations. 5 nights, 6 days, excuse me. Only had one headache, not bad, during this. I had a lady the other day. She did all raw, had all fruit. She'd been a heavy coffee drinker and everything else. She didn't even have a headache or nothing. Now that's good detox. When I can use the herbs and adjust everything just right and make you have a smooth ride, then we got it. I wish that could be said for everybody, though. Dr. Morse mentioned this in his vid. Energy. Oh yeah. Let me see here. One headache during this. Fine rest of the time, but was major hypo and didn't realize just how much energy until Dr. Morse mentioned this in his vid. And I thought about it yesterday. I felt a desperate need to eat something, so ate 3 bananas and an apple. Now feel okay to carry on. Yeah, you remember these adrenals we're having trouble with. This is URU raw. URU raw. You know, this is the thing, and you're seeing this. Maybe we're talking about so much genetics and kidneys and adrenals. Well, here you're seeing this, and a lot of you guys are where your blood sugars are so low, you really can't just go on a fast kind of thing. You've got to have more fruit more often. And I would just consume all day long, you know, and work myself into these higher levels. Even though I've been pushing these higher levels on you, some of you have been really in trouble, needed to get yourselves out of that. So I really love what you're doing. This is just great information for everybody here. You Facebook people, you're really getting this down. You healers on this channel, you're going to go out and be the world's greatest healers. And that's what I want to see. That's what this is about. And these kind of experiences where I'm working you through ups and downs, you're going to have those in your own cases. And that's what you have to work these people through, these ups and downs, and do your very best. Nothing's perfect. It's a hell of a ride. And you guys are doing it. And I love it. Look at all the good progress you're making. Some of you have been in pain and discomfort for years, and medical doctors have taken advantage of you guys for years, and you're coming out of it. Congratulations from the heart and from all the spiritual beings of the galaxies. We're all working to help everybody here. Open question. This is Trevor Fair Rogerson. Oh, heck of a name there or something. If a dog is having mucus in the eyes and little tumors pop out, guess what ain't working on him? Yeah, I don't even have to go there, do I? Same thing. Remember we talked about the canine group having a lot of kidney issues, all the different levels having kidney issues? My little Shih Tzu, same thing. Got little bitty tumors popping on him, and this around the eyes. Absolutely, same thing. Dogs born with weak kidneys, not filtering lymph well. That's why you're seeing them pop up. They come and go with the ebb of lymph. Absolutely, and you're seeing that. Do you treat with raw and herbs? I do use herbs. Use a little lymphatic one, kidneys, and a little adrenal or endocrine glands. You can use that right on your dog, depending on the weight. Use the dosage. Absolutely can. Absolutely. Any info on species which could be appreciated? Absolutely. Go forth and use that, my friend. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because dogs don't have sweat glands like humans. I mean, omnivores. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Omnivores don't have sweat glands, but we have them all over. Well, it's enough to say that dogs don't sweat much through the skin. That's why they use the tongue. But if they don't move lymph well, they ooze out the eyes. And the problem there, protein. A lot of protein just keeps damaging the kidneys, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have to pull away here. Reforce for fertility. Hello, dear one. An easy way to halt the mind chatter or monkey mind. I love that. The monkey mind. I got mine climbing from every tree out there, but you know what? It has to come talk to me when I'm ready. As it often called, is by shifting the attention onto proper proprioception, body sensations. And whatever arises emotionally, I know that's rooted in the body. This at least bends the thinking upon the present and your presence. Then the thinking can be active, positive self-talk when, where needed. Otherwise, a little quiet rest can be enjoyed. Then more and more. Finally, hearing the thoughts that rise of far more interest. Observing the thoughts and not participating in the actual thinking process is what you want to get to. Where you can watch thoughts come in, but you don't participate. And that gives you consciousness what you need to see and whatever it is you wanted your mind to tear apart or to look at. And then you have the answer for you. Me, I let I let spirit tell me. Because, if I don't, then I'm going to tell you what I want you to know. And I would rather tell you what you want to know. And I'm only going to be able to do that if I'm paying attention or I'm being a channel instead of me trying to get my ego in there and trying to tell you what I think you should know. I mean, I do that in terms of the process and everything else, but I read these just as they come off the line here. I love Coco, so cute. Thank you, NXS. Hey, the cute little boy. My cat, SAFFI. Is much better. Thanks, Dr. Morris. Flea allergy, much improved. Good deal. I'm glad you got your cat working on that. It's amazing, but the animals, but why wouldn't they? They eat herbs in the wild. Don't you just love it? Don't you love the fact that we have the nectar? It's all around us. Man's just been walking down the wrong road. The pharmaceutical world just destroyed so much here. Oh, this is Anna Maria, 2929, Dr. Morris. Nausea, loss of energy, the feeling to collapse, low body temperature since doing raw juicing, faster heart beating, difficulty in weight loss, are also detox healing crisis. Anna Maria, you know what it could be? If it's too strong for you, back up a little bit. Nausea, definitely got something going on in the gut there trying to come out. So you might throw up. Look at it, see if there's a lot of mucus or whatever's in it. Loss of energy, that's a weak adrenal gland. You're definitely going to get into that, no question. But keep that supported with the adrenal tincture, adrenal glandular, or you eat, 4, 5, 6 times a day to support the blood sugar, because with weak adrenals, not only comes low neurotransmitters, it comes low steroids. And there you get into cortisol, sugar metabolism, blah, 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 blah. On that side, and then and then low mineral utilization and all low estrogen, low all of that, and then you got low neurotransmitters, so it just starts kicking your butt. So all these sort of, the feeling of collapse, that's the nervous system. Low body temperature, well, that's in the thyroid again. So in a detox, yeah, you can see everything going down. Probably get a pituitary glandular, take 1 and 1, Couldn't hurt to probably temporarily take a thyroid just to give it a little kick in the butt there. But faster heart beating would be either the adrenals trying to kick up more blood flow, more oxygenation processes in your body, particularly if you have a low thyroid, then you're going to see the adrenals kick up with a little epinephrines and trying to kick up a little heart rate there and get your body oxygenated even better. Because you wouldn't have cold body temperature in a hyperthyroid case. That would create body heat. So I think your body's struggling to get your body oxygenated well there with the low neurotransmitters of the adrenals. So really hit those adrenals hard there. What's the other thing there? Difficulty in weight loss. Again, going back to a weakened adrenal gland, going to be hard because that means acidosis, systemic acidosis, systemic dehydration, the need to hydrate. You're going to see all those come into play there. So you can see how all that impacts you. Also, your GI tract is involved here, sweetheart. You can see with the nausea, there's stuff going on in the gut there, especially the stomach area. It could even be in the liver, needs to be cleaned up. So keep pushing through that. You might do a liver formula along with the stomach and bowel formula, a lymphatic 1 capsules, or something for that in the gut. I would do a liquid lymphatic. I definitely support your adrenals in 1 or 2 ways at least. Get your kidneys and go in that way there. But I would eat more often than less. You guys that are having real low adrenal function, you can't do the fasting thing right off. Wait. You're going to have plenty of time to get there. Right now, let's get everything supported, get the fruit in there, get things more often there, because now you're going from complex sugars to simple sugars, and you're going to burn them more up and more often. Here, Marcus, this man did a video on powdering you herbs after, air drying them. What are your thoughts on these? He makes a tea out of the bigger bits left after grinding and takes the powder directly. Oh, you could. Powdering. I got it. Absolutely, you could. I mean, the ultimate would be the fresh herbs or to dry them and then have them within a short period of time. Absolutely. Shade dry them and consume them powdered like that. Absolutely. It's okay with me. I mean, I love powdered herbs. Yeah, I think he's doing a good job there. No problem with that. Absolutely. What herbal formula is good for the parathyroid? A good question. Good question. The problem is, you have to assume all the berries are, because all the berries, if you notice, are the glandulars, the chase tree, the saw palmetto, the hawthorn. All the berries seem to be in all glands. So anything that's a berry would work. The endocrine gland formula that I have is for the pituitary as well. I also use the pituitary glandular, and I mean for the parathyroid glandular. So that's the best I can tell you with that. That's a good question. Herbs research is where it's at. There's years and years of research we can do in just the herbs and having fun with those. But everybody gets so fear-based about stuff. It's amazing. Can you do some vids specifically on genetic weaknesses, please? Absolutely. A genetic weakness, just think of a genetic weakness as simply cells that are coming through based upon the memory patterns of the parent cell. And just that's the way it is. Instead of getting a brand new healthy body, you get a body that's a genetic imprint of your family trees, because that's how you're brought in. That's how the physical body's created. On this planet, so you can have a body to come into. So the human body has to come out of the dust, so to speak, of the physical world. And since you're on this particular planet Earth, then it must come from the dust of planet Earth, which it does. But out of that, you have to come from some source. And instead of the egg, it's going to be through the embryo in that way. And of course, that deals in a cell. Parent cell, and that parent cell is locked in memories like everything else. Remember, go back to understanding how the universe or creation is put together. We're talking more about this in class, how creation is put together, to understand that to be here for anything to be here, including elements, you must first travel through the mind and emotional worlds first. You cannot have form here without having form on these other places, because they come first to get here. There are worlds before this one, much more beautiful and more gigantic. This is just the low end of the totem pole. There are a couple places a little more, shall I say, scarier, but this is still pretty low on the totem pole. This is down in very inertia, so to speak. But you all have to come through. You all have to have a mind to get here, and that's everything here. Has to have how shall I put it? A focused form. A form that has been conceived in thought and then put into emotional component and then into a physical reality then. But remember, that component has an emotional or astral reality to it and a mental reality. You have a body. I can visit your mental body. I can visit your causal body. I can visit you in your astral body. I don't have to always visit you in your physical body. And the same thing you can with your animals. You don't have to have your animal in a physical embodiment. You can visit your deceased animals in their other bodies. You see how all these are wrapped interdimensionally. First, let me say thank you for answering my question. You're welcome there. Healing by God. I love your name. You have given me hope. Good. I hope so, because I'm telling you, there's remedy. You don't have to suffer. Nobody has to suffer. There is remedy. Understand the causative factors and you'll understand the remedy. I have another question. My thyroid is hypo and I have venous stasis. My liver is in poor condition too. I am just falling apart, but I must not lose hope. You must not lose hope. Your body feels like it's falling apart, but get your kidneys up. Get your adrenals up. That'll get your nervous system up. So you start getting stronger neurologically. You won't feel like your body's falling apart. Moving your lymph, of course, is going to bring a reprieve to this the stasis, venous stasis. But not sure how much of that you have. You know, when you truly look at that word in its reality, that's extremely serious. Blood clots, stuff like this, where you're really not moving venous blood well. And that would be very serious. But at the same time, and that shows you the flux of pH, even at 7.4, you go down to 7.3, 7.2, you can start seeing the coagulation of blood cells. And it's amazing how, close to that neutral zone, acid zone, you start seeing that anionic process taking place. So again, any stasis of blood, fruits, berries, and melons, not vegetables, fruits, berries, and melons, always in blood stasis or blood anything, heart anything, vascular anything, fruits, berries, and melons. Berries, actually, more than anything. Definitely high flavonoid rich foods. That's your vitamin C and all its complexes. But it's not its complexes, it's part of the flavonoid complex. So just really in that way, you're kicking it up and cleaning that blood. Cleaning the liver, same thing. You can clean the chambers out and all that, but around the cells, that's the lymph. There's only 2 fluids around the cells. Cleaning the chambers out, okay, that's no problem. Same type of thing. That's where your fruits and your berries and your melons excels, cleaning chambers. It also excels at moving lymph in the wall of the chambers. Absolutely. Hypothyroid, get yourself a thyroid glandular like thyroid cytotrophin, kick that baby up. But something's suppressing it. And that's either a genetic weakness where the cells came in because someone in your family tree had maybe a goiter, a lot of lymph problems, weakened their thyroid, and now your thyroid cells came through it thinking they're not very good either. But as you waken them up with the magnetic consciousness of raw foods and the herbs, everybody's going to wake up to their higher ability. In other words, you're going to wake up that sleeping cells of the thyroid, but it could even be your pituitary that's suppressing the thyroid. Remember that. So you're always going to clean up the bowels, and it's the suggestion that you have colon issues or GI tract issues is what you're talking about your liver. So you're going to clean your liver, you have to clean your bowels. Remember, your liver is just a trunk of the tree, as with your pancreas of the genetic trunk. So you got to, of your GI trunk. So you got to clean up your bowels, to clean up the liver, to clean up the blood. Clean the spleen, by the way. Don't forget that, little fella. That one also is into blood cleaning. So go clean your spleen up as well. We have spleen formulas. Detox your body and you'll be in good shape. All right. Fourth day of a juice only. Did by accident. Realized I hadn't eaten any solid for a day, and now on my fourth have felt really okay, so thinking of carrying on. Had lots of grape juice on its own and orange apple together. Feel so much cleaner already. Isn't it amazing? Only cravings have been for curry. We won't go there. Oh, Indian food. Quit it. We'll think we want it. Yeah, see? This is good. You be you raw. Congratulations. I eat meat at least twice a day with fries and never really ate vegetables in my whole life, and lucky if I ate 2 pieces of fruit a month. Wow. You're butt kicking. All right, you all. I love you so much now. What's this? Oh, this is URUBU Raw. Thank you. This is Andy in the UK. Hey, Andy, UK. Have I talked to you by now? I don't know when this was out, my friend. Future best student and #1 fan needs to make contact with Dr. Morse. Hey, man. Thanks, buddy. I love your channel. Let me see here. What's going on with you, my friend? When I thought I couldn't see any more than I was already. But wasn't this you that was eating fries and burgers and didn't eat much vegetables? So you see how you're turning it around? So relax. You're turning it all around. Intending to take your training course. Good deal. Let me see. I am getting there slowly. Let's see what's going on with you. Oh, is my 69-year-old mother, who is such a sweet, loving soul, but has had a rough ride. I want to sort her out because she goes any further down the line of pharmaceutical medicine and has promised her she will feel better than she did before she first started taking tablets some 34 years ago. I believe with your help I can learn this well enough to help many people. Well, I know you can. This isn't a but. You will. You take it on, and you'll help lots of people. That's the goal here, is that we all start helping hundreds of people. No matter how many people we can fix around the world, maybe we can give some of these legislators some colonics and get them thinking properly. And, maybe we can clean some people up here. Thank you so much. Let me see here. I have tried to keep a description below. Okay, here we go. Mum. His mum is born in 1943, age 9, tonsils out. Well, right there shows you lymphatic and colon problems right there. Shows you she was battling her lymph system right there, right? 14 years old, started menstruation at 14, toward the late side. So suggestion here, let's keep in the back of our mind pituitary. All right, let's just keep that in the back of the mind. Continual pressure in her head. Am I getting close? In her head, including headaches. Am I getting close to the pituitary? Why she started so late? 26 years old, first pregnancy. Ooh. Blood pressure rose up to 160 over 180, then 200. 29 years old, second pregnancy. High blood pressure again, continued pressure in the head. Oh, ooh, not good. And then depression, unable to cope. Then lower back. Okay, so right there we can stop. What are we doing here? We got major lymphatic drainage problems. We have major kidneys, adrenals, so our kids have got it, including probably you, man. This is all, this pressure and stuff, as you're seeing with Kelly and all these other people, You know, so many people have this. She's got the lower back here. Well, there you go. There's kidneys, hands down. We've got pituitary suppressing parathyroid now. Now she's depressed. Her kids took her calcium. She's obviously there's some parathyroid involved here. Obviously, pituitary is involved. Could be suppressing the parathyroid. It doesn't matter. Take a pituitary glandular, take a parathyroid glandular, kick it up. Definitely get in the kidneys to fix the lower back, or there's no fixing lower back. 35 years old, started taking blood pressure medication. Well, there's her high blood pressures, her kidneys. If it's swinging, it's going to go back to pressure in her head. If you got the swinging blood pressure where it's high 1 minute and lower the next, that's coming from here, which would fit with her head pressure. But you're also seeing lower back and kidneys. So she's got two things affecting her blood pressure right here. Then changed to a Atentanol after a few years, but continued to have back pain and depression. Well, the controlling blood pressure doesn't change acidosis. Controlling blood pressure doesn't change the lack of filtration of the lymph through the kidneys. That's a fallacy of using pharmaceuticals as treating symptoms. Yeah, here, take this for now, but while you're doing this, I'm going to clean your kidneys, I'm going to clean you out, and that's what you medical doctors got to start learning. Start learning this channel, start using your pharmaceuticals less and less and less, but use them when needed and get them off as soon as you can. These aren't lifetime users. This is what's killing people. Sorry for the rave. 46-year-olds, you have polyps removed. Are we back to the bowels again in the head area not draining? See that? See, she's having her bowel involved. She had to have polyps removed. Why? Interstitial lymphatic constipation. Now she has interstitial lymphatic constipation, and I hope this camera's recording. So that there's her problem in her bowels. Her lymphs are backed up even in the wall. 59 years old, vertigo. We're right back here in the cerebellum. I'm surprised she didn't have it years sooner whilst on holiday in Greece. Doctor asked if she had ringing in her ears, which she had. Oh, hello. Thyroid and heart were checked. Came home, GP, then changed the blood pressure tablet to Liberstatin, and also added a thyroid tablet, levothyroxine, sodium 25, another synthetic T4, 60 years high cholesterol. Well, of course high cholesterol. Her body's fighting major acidosis. Surprised she hadn't had it before. Given tablet to lower than age 62, broke hip, top of leg. I wouldn't doubt it, guys. Losing bone big time in this lady. She's going to be the lady that when she ends up in the ER with a broken hip, the question is, did you hear the snap before you fell? You know, these sort of things like that. I mean, she's losing calcium. She got thyroid, parathyroid. She got pituitary here. She got pituitary for years here. She's got the GI tract, probably chronic from birth. She's got the kidneys. She's got the lymph pressure from all of that. Fell into a curbstone, breaking ball clean off. Well, she's real weak in her skeletal structure and probably her connective tissue as well. Got to get her parathyroid. She's got to rebuild her body here. She's young. She can rebuild her body quite well here. Muscle repair reasonably well. 66, cataracts diagnosed in one eye. That's cholesterol plaquing. There you go. 2011, 68 years old. Arthritis, first diagnosed as gout. Then osteoarthritis. I would expect that, wouldn't you? That's just a natural focus of what's going on here. Her whole life draws a beautiful picture of lymph stagnation from the very beginning. That's why I had her tonsils out. Obviously, the head area is heavily backed up lymphatically. Her cerebellum's involved with a dizzy equilibrium, the blood pressure height, her pituitary's involved, her parathyroid's involved. She's not utilizing calcium properly. Her kidneys aren't filtering properly. She's losing her lower back. Her adrenals are down, obviously. I mean, you can go right. This is a good case. It's a classic, hello, I'm having a lot of problems from the same cause. Was told her osteoporosis and given, oh my God. Also, linolenic acid. Is this acid treatment for an acid problem? January 12, I convinced her to start juicing and to stop taking the cholesterol tablet, and also to cut out dairy. And, well, don't you think it's about time? She's 60 years old to quit drinking milk. She then came out in an itchy rash. Oh, I'm not surprised, man. Your mom is so toxic, my friend. She's going to You know, that's her lymph breaking out. Hello, she's like a balloon ready to pop with acids. Big time problem. Got to get her back on planet Earth again if you want to keep her around, or this is a stroke heart attack coming. GP told her to stop the calcium and acid tablet. The rash is just starting to go after 4 weeks. Avoided celery and juice. Arthritis seems to have eased at the moment with spinach, parsley. It's a lot more than just juicing this stuff, guys. Keep juicing that, but get her fasting deeper. Get on the kidneys, clean up the bowels, get on the pituitary, parathyroid, help her out, get her bones rebuilt faster. At present, she is feeling a whole lot better. Her head is clearer than before, but is not worrying. I'd also think about the future, upper circuit, brain, and nerve because of what she's been through. I'm thinking she should not take them. So the only tablets she's taking at the moment are the thyroid. Well, use a glandular. If you want to get off of that, use a glandular. A lot better. You're going to start producing your own T4 better. And I have a concern that it's probably the TSH that's a problem, and it's a pituitary, my guess. But, what do we know? Blood pressure, that's kidney. But she got some cerebellum going on here. I have gotten her to forget to take her blood pressure tablet a couple of times, and on checking the blood pressure, it goes to 120/69. But an hour or so after she has took the tablet, it is seeming to drop to 101/70. Well, if her blood pressure is 120/69, why in the world would you ever take a blood pressure medication? That's textbook blood pressure. Why would you ever take a blood pressure medication if your blood pressure is normal? That wouldn't be smart because that would put her into hypotension, which is low blood pressure. That's not smart. And if she has the flipping blood pressure because of the cerebellum, high 1 minute and low the next, you can't treat that. You could only use that blood pressure medicine PRN, and that is when needed. So when it's real high, take it, but when it's real low, you get yourself in trouble with that. That's not good. Medical doctors don't look at that. Understand the flipping blood pressures. And you're going to fix your kidneys. You have to fix everything else, and that'll lower your blood pressure already. But you're at 69 if that's a bottom chord that you're hitting without blood pressure medication. Blood pressure was the initial problem caused by a backup of the lymph. Yeah, man, you're getting it. You're getting it. No tonsils allowed her head to get clogged up. Absolutely, you're getting it, affecting the pituitary. Yeah! You got it, man. Good. Yeah. I love you guys. Tonsil allowed her head to get clogged up. Absolute pituitary controls all the other endocrine glands, and the thyroid issue arose. Don't forget the parathyroid there. Absolutely. Taking away from I am thinking the parathyroid. Yes. All right. You guys are good. Well, you don't need me anymore. You guys do not need me anymore. You guys have got it. You're one smart guy, Andy, from the UK. Right on. You know. I'd love to put you guys up against any medical doctor on the planet. I would hate to embarrass the medical doctors. I am now thinking she should slowly wean herself off the blood pressure tablet. She don't have to slowly wean herself off of that one. And she hasn't been on the thyroid long enough to worry about weaning her off of that one either. Get her on a thyroid cytotrophin. It's a hot one. Do maybe two twice a day or something, but get the pituitary. My suspicion is that it's a TSH problem, pituitary suppressing the thyroid so it's not producing enough T4. Or you could use a pituitary and a thyroid glandular. Wouldn't matter. Anything to give her some symptom relief and to help pick up these tissues. But moving lymph is the key issue. You got it right on, man. You didn't even need to ask me. You hit it right on the head. Ah, God, you guys are good. Don't forget to clean up the gut. Is this the case? And it's safe. I expect you hit it right on the head. Yep. Thanks. Andy, go for it. I'm going to close now so I can have the rest of the day. I got a lot to go do, and it's almost 1:30. Actually, it's past 1:30. So we've been here 3.5 hours, and I think I've got us caught up a little bit. So you all have a wonderful day. I've got a whole bunch of things to go write up. We're trying to move this over into this health club as fast as we can, and so much things to write up and do. And so you have a peaceful, wonderful, joyful rest of the day, and my love is always with you. May the blessings be.